Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Game Lords podcast, episode 1. Obviously, the last one was episode 0, kind of a test one, and we decided it went pretty all right, so we thought we might as well do it again. So, who are we? I will ask the panel to introduce themselves.
Go. I shall speak first. Hello, my name is Larry. I like walking on beaches and holding hands. I know I'm an alcoholic.
Hello.
What was that?
God.
I'm Peter, and I'm Nostalgia Nerd, and I like holding Larry's hand on the beach. And
not in other places, though.
And yeah, hi, I'm Dan from Slope's Game Room, or DJ Slope from Slope's Game Room, and can I join you guys on the beach?
No.
No, there's only enough.
Go on then.
This is a two-man beach.
Can I be the one in the middle that goes 1, 2, 3, way, holding both of your hands?
No.
He wouldn't get very far off the ground, would he?
Yeah,
No,
very much
I'm pretty big. Nostalgia Nerd will go in the middle of me and Larry.
Yeah, that might work.
We'll be
That'd be fun.
bread, and you can be the filling.
Oh yeah, B. This has started very bizarre.
You could be you are the filling in a fuck sandwich.
It's got out of hand already.
Yep, and we've only just started, and my name is Kim Justice, and I don't think I want to be involved in this whole beach thing right now. It seems pretty weird. So, yeah. What to expect from us? Well, generally, they talk about things in private, so we thought, well, why not make it public? Why not make public as we talk about the issues of the day? Obviously, we are trying to make the show grow. We will have a website up soon. We will soon be on various podcast services, iTunes, SoundCloud, and all of that good stuff. And we will have Game Lords' social media pages up. That's all coming soon. But for now, we're just kind of slowly getting the ball rolling on this. And we would also like to give a shout out to our pixel artist, 0apes0, who has done the wonderful portraits of us that you can see on our YouTube page. So I guess we shall start with asking the good people what they have been playing and or buying recently. Slope, would you like to start us off on that?
Yeah, okay. So Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy is probably the one that I've been playing the most. That's pretty damn good. A perfect remake of those original games. Way harder than I remember them on the original PlayStation. It's been 15 years maybe since they came out. But yeah, I'm still enjoying them. You just got to learn to play them again because they're quite unforgiving.
More than 15, isn't it? We're talking 20 years, aren't we?
I suppose so. I mean, it is the PlayStation 1 to 4. About 20 years maybe.
20, yeah, at least, yeah.
Yeah, 97ish, 98.
I mean, I never really got into Crash Bandicoot, although I did enjoy some of the reviews saying, oh dear, the games are too hard. It's like, well, what do you expect? They're platformers from the 90s.
No, it's good, yeah. I mean, well, even with that, there were quite a lot of easy platformers, and it was quite nice to have a platformer as wacky and kiddified as it looked. It actually was a good challenge, Yeah, I thought it was wicked. To be fair, I haven't played number 1, the remaster of 1, but I've played 2 and 3, and I've really enjoyed those. Got the new Wipeout and Mega Collection, although I've not really given it too much time because, like I say, most have been playing Crash. I've been playing a game called The Takeover, which is in early development on Steam. That the guys over there have sent me a code for, which is really, really good. Which is there's a lot of potential there. It's still in the making. It's a Streets of Rage type game, so obviously I'm all about that.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but I suppose probably a little bit more Final Fight, quite large characters.
Nice,
beautiful.
Sounds like something I might be interested in.
Yeah.
Really good looking game. And other than that, just playing. I'm still playing Crazy Taxi Gazillionaire, actually. Sad.
You need to stop that.
And I've completed it and I'm still playing it. But
just hopelessly addicted, aren't you?
I am hopelessly addicted, as I am with Binding of Isaac, which I still pick up and play almost daily. So there you go.
I know that feeling. How about you, Nostalgia Nerd?
Well, Kim, I managed to get my hand on an Oculus Rift. So I have been indulging in the world of 3 dimensions. I mean, I do that in everyday life normally, but
not really. I've only got one eye.
But yeah, I've just been testing that out, and there's some pretty impressive demos on there. There's one called Stage 9, which some bloke is recreating the entire Enterprise, the next generation ship, in the Unity engine, and that's just pretty impressive just to walk around. You know, fire. You can blow up Deep Space Nine with photon torpedoes, and
Have you got the wands of yours as well?
You can go rogue, okay.
the wands.
Yeah.
I do have the wands. They are a massive part. I'm glad I have, because playing with a controller you feel a bit detached, but with the wands, the hand tracking in the game is amazing. Like I don't know if you've used them, but like how you hold them, you can move all your fingers about, and it recreates it on the screen perfectly. It's just
Damn.
Well, I've been playing the PSVR version, and you can sort of see your sort of dismembered hands floating in the air and sort of giving sort of
With the
motions.
PSVR, it's mainly your thumb and whatever the finger name is next to it. It's basically just those two. The rest of it's just
Finger name? What's that? What's that point
What is it, index?
thing that
Is it the index
sticks out?
finger? I don't know. The finger you point things with. So it's basically just those
Finger.
two.
The index.
The Argos finger.
the flicking finger. Yes.
Yeah, it's mainly just the thumb and the finger. They're
The
the only
flicking
two.
finger, that sounds a bit rude.
Well, we started off on a bad note, so you know.
Yeah, why not continue?
Yeah, you can't control. You can't see the movement of the other three fingers, which I definitely don't know the name of in PSVR. So yeah, it's the advantage of the PC one.
That makes a massive. I haven't played the PlayStation one, but just doing that it kind of properly submerges you in the world, because you feel you're there. So I've mainly just been playing around with that and using it as a virtual cinema. That's quite good as well.
That's quite good.
Yeah, because the resolution, you can see the pixels on the screen, so it's not like
Is it the screen door effect, as they call it? You can see the gaps between there.
Yeah, but they're not. If you're watching like a film, it's not really noticeable. It feels like you're in the cinema. So it's only when you've got things up close to you in 3D that you start to notice. But then you're so deep in the action that it doesn't really matter. But
You could pour golden syrup all over the floor to give it that extra stickiness, so you feel like really. You could sort of stick your hand in between the visors, pretend somebody's walking past you. And
what kind of cinemas do you go to?
I don't know, the one that Pee Wee Herman went to, I think. Well,
Pee Wee Herman.
So this Oculus, was it one of those cheaper ones that you get off eBay, or was it like the actual?
It wasn't new. It was second hand, but it was before they went down massively in price when Oculus did their £399 offer. So could have got it cheaper, but it's all right. It wasn't.
did you think about getting a Vive as well instead? A Vivi.
Because they're obscenely expensive, aren't they? They're like 800.
They are very good, though. I've played on a Vive. They're incredibly good.
I mean, yeah. I think I looked at both of them, and I think from what I heard, they're pretty similar. But the Vive doesn't have Alien Isolation VR coming out at the weekend for it, so
It's fine by me.
yeah, yes, exactly.
A little
So
bit too
scared
shitty pants.
It's going to be amazing. I just can't wait to get in. That's what I want from a VR experience. I want to literally shit my pants in my
just
room.
take a load of laxatives or something. We'll be a lot cheaper.
Just sit like that South Park episode with Cartman when he was playing. He was playing like online gaming for ages
And that
just
Warcraft, yeah.
shat himself.
Where's a bucket? Yeah.
Mum, get the bucket.
It makes me jump all the time, regardless of the game. I mean, obviously, Resident Evil's well scary, but like. Even like there's a game called Thumper where it's basically you're just on a path and it's basically a rhythm game. I don't even know what you're controlling, some beetle thing, and as you're going towards the end of the path, which is like just constantly going forward, there's an evil face that comes up towards the end, and I remember just looking underneath the path and seeing the evil face come up, and I shat myself, and it's not going to go anywhere near me. I know where it goes. It stays at the end of the track and it never comes any closer. But I just saw it when I shouldn't have seen it, and it made me jump out of my skin. Like
Was this a 2D screen, like a normal screen?
No, on PSVR, I mean.
Oh, PSVR.
I wasn't
okay.
just scared looking at the telly. You know?
I was going to say.
I'm just a real pussy in real life.
Well, there's this little animation. I can't remember. I think it's called Invasion or something, where there's these rabbits getting taken away by aliens.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, that cartoon.
Yeah, it's an absolute, like, you know, proper little CGI cartoon looking thing. But there was this bit when the rabbit ran behind me, and I'm just looking up in front of me at these aliens doing the little animation that they're doing, and I looked to the left of me, and the rabbit's sitting next to my fucking head, and it's huge. And I just looked at it, and it just fuck, like, it made me jump. But this is a thing for like
Kids.
5-year-olds or something. But it's so realistic and so big. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Oh, they got loads of PSVR games for sale for $5 each now in the store at the moment.
No, I might have to jump on that.
Yeah,
That's nice. Because they're quite expensive for the Oculus. You go in the Oculus store, and they're like 40 quid.
yeah. So they're that expensive because there's not many people owning ones really. I mean, that's all right. I reckon.
Yeah, they are quite niche still. Things like that new is that Star Trek VR game. That looks quite good. I mean, I think things like that will start to build the fan base when you start to, and with the price being lowered as well. I think we'll start to see an increase in VR titles. Hopefully.
I'm up for playing the Star Trek game. Oh, that looks good.
Are you
Yeah,
gonna
it's really good on multiplayer as well.
Are you going to get the Doom VR game?
See, that's Vive. That's because the
Well, you can get adapters for it. You can get like a plug-in to.
Yeah, you can. I might if I'll probably keep an eye on it and see if it pops up in the community, because they fell out with Oculus, didn't they? Because Oculus used to have what's his name, the bloke who made Doom alongside Romero.
Carmack.
Yes, he was involved, and then they fell out with the new developers of Doom. So I think there's some tension there, but.
He keeps falling out with people, that Carmack, doesn't he?
He does. He's not even called Paul either, is he?
John's a bit of an arsehole now. Yeah.
Yeah, John is a bit, yeah.
Especially
It
Johnny,
can go either way.
an adult who calls himself Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny.
I know a really nice Johnny.
There's only one really nice Johnny,
And I know him. So, you know,
and you wear
good for
him.
him.
That ain't sampled and turned into a tracker.
So, yes. Okay, so I've been playing...
Okay, you want to know what I've been playing this week?
There is 4 of us, Larry.
Larry.
I'm going to get to you. You'll just wait your turn.
Larry, add your name to that list.
Because there's something very important that you need to talk about, which I was going to get to.
Me?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
absolutely. So, yes, I have been playing a lot of Fire Pro Wrestling World, which is a very, very good game, a new entry into an awesome series of Japanese wrestling games, which I'm going to be covering very soon. And I'm just hopelessly addicted to it because you can get all sorts of creations of, like, people, like bears and all that. It's kind of like Beanie Babies, only with...
Those
like,
sort of bears, sorry.
Yes.
I wonder where you're going there, then. No, I love the Fire Pro Wrestling series. It was a lot more fun in the early days on the Super Nintendo days because all the Western wrestling games were all button mashers. And they used to hurt the heck out of you after about 5 minutes.
Is that the one where you can get Mike Hagger in it?
No, that's Saturday Night Slam Masters.
Oh, ignore me. I should know. I've done the video, but yeah.
Mind you, you can probably get Mike Haggar in Fire Pro. Because it's on PC and it's on Steam Workshop, so people have just been putting up everything. So it's like pretty much, I'm sure like there's like 20 Mike Haggars available.
Oh, I remember that boxing game on the PlayStation, on the Xbox 360. Like every Facebreaker. That was it.
Oh,
and you could make your own characters out and upload them. Like every other character is either Michael Jackson or Hitler. Anybody ever does, yeah.
What was that game which had Michael Jackson fighting? Was it a WWF
Rumble
game?
Boxing Round 2.
Yes. And there was a WWF game that had a Fred Durst as a hidden character.
Really?
Yeah.
The only wrestling game
He done
I
undercut
played.
his thing, didn't he, for a while?
He had like he had like rolling and he had all like the moves and all that sort of shit.
Right.
I believe it was Just Brin It.
He was part of the Dreamcast promotion, wasn't he, Fred Durst? There was like magazine adverts and stuff promoting SegaNet. It was like if you get your ass kicked, it's probably me on the other end of the line because he's just so hardcore, and he spells biscuit with a Z.
Yeah, you're gonna get a Dreamcast, and don't write checks that US can't cash.
Dreamcast.
There was a Dreamcast on eBay that he signed, isn't it? It's like when it first came out, he put on there, it's like worth $10,000, and it sold again recently for $100. And somebody was like, "I'm going to wipe this off as well, and I don't want the autograph for the Dreamcast."
Surely if you wanted to, you'd get less than 100 for a Dreamcast.
I don't know, it must have come with a bundle of stuff, but yeah.
You get Dreamcast for about 20 quid, I think.
Yeah, they're not that expensive.
No.
Yes, they're in that sweet spot where nobody gives a damn about them. So you can not actually afford to collect the games.
They're too recent still.
I think it's a very good console to collect for. It's a
brilliant console to collect for.
Yeah, cases are crap, but it's like you can just stare at them, they shatter.
Loads of people have started written on their own Dreamcast. Fred Durst is a dork and stuff like that.
No.
I'm just looking on Google Images.
Poor Fred Durst.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that Xbox 360 with a picture of Jamie Oliver on the side?
What?
Yeah,
Hey?
Google it. It was a competition prize to win an Xbox with a picture of Jamie Oliver on the side.
Well, 360. Oh my god!
Fucking
wow!
I must see this now.
It's like a spray painting picture of him, isn't it? It's like,
of course, it's not going to be a real picture.
Well, I don't know. I thought they might have just taken a picture and slapped it on the side of a 360.
What the fuck is that?
That's just bizarre, isn't it? He looks.
He looks like fucking.
He looks like they've airbrushed airbrushed him, but a waxwork of him.
Jamie Oliver wouldn't stand still long enough, so went down Madden 2 swords.
He looks like that one from like Lord of the Rings or something.
Or a Hobbit.
Jesus. One to puckle them all.
Yeah.
Well,
brilliant, beautiful.
My word. Is that still? What was that for? Was that like a competition?
It's an Australian competition, Australia, like TV show or something that you can win a pitch.
I've gone to the page, and the first word on the comments is Guru Larry. I just mentioned him on Bit Broken.
Of course it is. I've got to say, the more I look at it, the more I really want that 360.
We're just
I think I would trade quite a bit to get that 360.
Yeah,
it's awesome, isn't it?
Clearly the best 360 ever. Yeah, I mean Jamie Oliver. I mean that game's icon. I mean, wow.
Yeah,
I wonder if it makes it more powerful.
It was so crap that even Jamie Oliver hasn't got one.
Do you really want to put an Xbox 360 with a picture of you on the side of it? I mean,
well, yeah, I wouldn't mind. But at least I've got something to do with gaming.
It's
Jamie
a shame
Oliver just cries over school kids not eating their greens, doesn't he?
Yeah, for turkey twizzlers.
Oh no!
Maybe you could have a frying pan with a picture of you on the front of it or something.
Yeah.
Why are you eating Bernard Matthews? No. The civilization is doomed.
This has got to be the weirdest thing.
How dare you not eat fresh food? So, Larry, it's your turn, and obviously what we all want to know, especially those who listened to the last podcast, obviously you bought a Dyson Airblade recently.
I did indeed, yes.
We want to know what you think of it.
I give it 7 out of 10. It's only got one game for it. It's called Drying Your Hands. It's a bit simple, but no, it does actually work in that. I did think there was something wrong with it for a while because it wouldn't sort of the water just accumulated at the bottom, but apparently they're not designed to actually filter out the water. It's supposed to stay there and sort of disperses.
Yeah,
it just falls on the floor eventually.
Yeah, that's what they're designed to do, to fall on the floor.
Fall on the floor so they can get cleaned by the pub staff.
Well, it's how they got their high hygiene rating from the EU.
By just saying, fuck it, we'll just leave it there.
It's more, in the EU ratings of hygiene, it's more hygienic for the water to pour all over the floor than it is to accumulate in a bucket at the bottom.
Is that like a massive slipping hazard as well?
Well, I suppose they got those funny sort of rough tiles now, don't they, in toilets nowadays?
Yes.
There's one you get like swimming pools and stuff like that. So it's probably not as bad as it used to be, but you know.
In my head, I'm thinking about how you unboxed that. So you unboxed it and then just ran to go get your hands wet so you can take that gun back in.
I'm just going to run my hands under the tap for a minute.
You're running through the house with your hands wet up.
I need to build a frame for it because it's so bloody heavy. You know, most British households are just like plaster walls, aren't they? So it'll rip the wall out. Yeah, so I need to build like a complete frame for it.
So you're going to be putting it up in your bathroom, are you?
In my downstairs toilet, yeah. So that's going to be.
So you're building like a wooden structure to.
Yeah, a little frame, little stand for it to be.
House it.
Yeah.
Are you going to time how long it takes for it to dry your hands? Like
apparently, on the side of it says 10 seconds.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I've never stood there for 10 seconds and had perfectly dry hands.
Oh, okay.
No, I've never not ended up rubbing my hands on my trousers when I've left the toilet. No.
Yeah, I don't know why when the bloke is walking in next.
Old man holding the door open. Old man opened the door open for you. I just pop it all over him. Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
I'm liking this. This is an exciting part of the Game Lords podcast, getting the constant up-to-date storyline of what's happened with the Dyson Airblade. I like it.
It's downhill from here, isn't it, really?
It's going to be a continuous thing, yeah.
I took a selfie with it so you can have a picture of me with it if you want.
Oh, yeah, that's going on the YouTube video.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you going to make a video about making the frame?
Who gives a shit about building a frame for a Dyson?
I think you're building up a bit of an audience.
We do.
Believe me, it will sell. It'll take your channel to the next level. Mate.
I reckon if you made that video, you'd get 1 million views overnight.
Oh yeah, watch out PewDiePie. Hey, we some fat fucker it is. Dyson Airblade. You got off eBay. Somebody
Dyson Airblade with you.
Somebody nicked from a Witherspoon. So
dude, you'll be the next like Techmoan.
I don't want to edit it. This is all yours, Larry. I don't want to take this one away from you. I'm excited. See how long it takes to dry your hands with water. See how long it takes to dry your hands with oil. You know.
Yeah. Swaffiga.
Yeah.
And if you want to know all that, then tune in next time for the next podcast, Games Lords Finn, when we will be talking about that, and Larry will be going even more in depth about his experiences with the Airblade Finn after a week.
I want to do a video on what happens if you put a fidget spinner in it.
What happens if you cut it with a 900-degree hot knife?
Yeah.
Will it cool down a 900-degree?
Will it Dyson?
That is the question.
So you got to put fidget spinners in there because that's not the cool thing at the moment. So
yeah.
Will it
as the hot knife cut a fidget spinner out?
Oh, I don't think. No, you can't merge the two. You can't never merge the two, Dan.
Don't cross the streams.
Yeah. Don't cross the memes.
That'll break the space-time continuum.
Okay, so maybe we should talk about some games.
Yeah, what games have you been buying and playing?
Who, me?
Yeah, that's technically what the original question was.
Yeah. I thought you didn't give a shit about what I play for games, you know. But yeah, I want to talk about is Dyson. This week I've mostly been playing Cave Story Plus.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got that coming.
I got it on the Switch, and I've been playing that quite a bit. I've been enjoying that. I also bought Rhyme last night. Been playing that.
Good game.
Yeah, and I've been playing that console. So, because you can, they've let you have all the DLC for free at the moment. So I've been playing that.
Ooh, very nice. Very nice.
Nice one.
So yeah, it's a bit sad, really, but there you go. Yeah, I just like hurling abuse at people I've never met in real life. Really?
Yeah. Well, who
don't we all?
Yeah.
Okay, Len. So we shall move on to our first topic, Len. Obviously, a big thing in retro gaming news at the moment is the Atari box. It was details of it were revealed at E3, or rather, it was revealed. It just they did a trailer. Paneling and that, and Atari has featured in the trailers for the new Blade Runner movie, which might have something to do with this revival. 40 years Blade Runner coming out, big 80s thing. We've had some more details of it recently as regards to what it is. It seems like it's going to be some sort of retro modern hybrid type thing, a bit like the sort of NES Mini. SNES Mini, it's going to have HDMI, SD cards and all that. The option to have wood paneling if you want, as well as a nice sort of glass red and black type thing. But what do the panel want out of it? Like, what games do you want to see on the Atari box?
What is it? What hardware is it based on? Is it based on the 2600?
They've not really revealed much about that yet.
It's going to be an Android in a box, isn't it?
Most likely, all they've said is that it has modern hardware in it. That's all they've said.
It's going to be an Ouya, but with an Atari logo on it.
Yeah, it's going to be a Coleco Chameleon.
So is it going?
Well, it's just going to be a SNES.
Is it going to be like a modern console then? Is it going to be? What's it going to compete with? Retro stuff or modern stuff?
Well, they've not said anything. I mean, if it was an actual genuine new console like that Coleco Chameleon, where they said they're going to announce brand new games being built for it, I'd be quite impressed.
In many ways, it does sound to me kind of a bit like an Ouya.
Ouya. Ouya.
Oh.
It sounds like it's kind of going for a similar sort of thing when they're saying that, it's going to have like retro and modern games.
Didn't that fail massively?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got one in my attic.
Well, does not bode well, does it?
I think the problem was because they spent so long developing it that technology passed it, so it was old hat by the time it came out.
Yeah. Like very cheap iPads could do the same thing. Like Tesco owned like iPad typey things. The good thing about this is the fact that it's got the Atari name on it, where the Ouya didn't have any kind of recognisable name to it. So straight out of the box, instantly, if they've got some kind of online store, which is my guess, you're going to be able to download. I mean, originally when I actually put this question in for us, I thought it would just be Atari 2600 because it's all wood grainy looking, a little bit more modernised, but very wood grainy. But then, I didn't really think about the fact, we got the Lynx, you got all the 7200, even like the Jaguar, and even possibly games that Atari have made, since they've left the console space.
Like Roller Coaster Tycoon.
The Atari license is half and half, though, isn't it? Half of it is owned by Infogrames, and half of it is stuck with the dead end of
Commodore, not Commodore,
film company who took it over. What are they called? Was it Universal? I can't remember. It's like a mess, I think.
Warner Brothers took it
over. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and then back.
I'm not even sure if Infogrames particularly own it anymore.
Well, they spun it off into. They changed their entire company, didn't they, to Atari Games?
That's true. Yeah.
So that's what they became. So who's this coming from? Is this coming from Atari Games or?
This is coming from Atari, yeah. I mean, whatever
Atari
form they've taken.
But which part? The part which went to Warner, or the part which?
I'm pretty sure it's the Infogrames part.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's loads of divisions of Atari. There's Atari Arcade. There's Atari Home Computers.
Yeah.
So there's loads of different variations of Atari. So I don't know who it is. It's just somebody's just picked up the name, really. I bet. Yeah,
it's the thing, isn't it? It hasn't really got a lot of the original company behind it.
Christ. The original company is just long gone, in it. There's no Nolan Bushnell or whatever involved.
If there was some players from the original company, if there was designers who were behind the ST or something on board, then I would be interested. But at the moment, it's just a box with a name on it.
To my knowledge, Atari these days, they've been doing some casino games, stuff like that. They kind of got a partnership together with some casino game company to do some stuff like that. They have a few licenses. They have Roller Coaster Tycoon, which seems to be a fairly big one for them.
See, that's the thing. That's muddied the brand as well, isn't it? Stuff they've been pouring out trash like that, which is just the brand means a lot less to me now than it used to because of how it's been treated.
They do still have some of the old stuff. There's modern versions of things like Haunted House and stuff like that.
Okay.
I guess the question is if they're going to get anything else. Are they going to end up working with Activision, let's say, who?
I think the best they could really hope for is really the way Nintendo and all that just they push to get these indie games on their console first before other people. So, I mean, that's the best I could probably get, because I think it's going to be new indie games. The only exclusive things you'll get is if Atari start making them themselves, but they're never going to be to the point where, like, Ori and the Blind Forest sort of extreme quality. It'll be bare bones indie games. That's what I think, anyway.
It might just end up being some mobile shit.
Yeah.
Or we know.
I think Atari have just gone to cash cow, haven't they? They've just money. A bit like Sega, but harder, I think.
It's like it's 40 years since the VCS. May as well do something. I mean, it's like Hyperkin are doing like the Retron 77. Something like to play your old like Atari 2600 carts on.
Yeah, they've made that look like one, haven't they, as well? They've tried to remodel it,
What I'd like to see is like a recreation of like the Atari ST. That would excite me, but I think there's just too many consoles banging about which are coining it off retro.
Yeah, I mean, like Atari like arcade games would excite me.
Yeah, like
things like the original like Missile Command, like Asteroids, and what was that one?
David, did you not buy the Atari Anthology not long ago? Because they got loads of like their games on that. They're quite good. The arcade games, like the Red Baron, that was quite good. That's basically
I'm hearing all these names, and I obviously know what these games are, but I don't know if the general public do. It's just, they're obviously trying to jump on the fact that Nintendo have released these NES and SNES like mini console things, and Atari now want to do it. But really, like, how many brands do they have? I mean, the good thing about the lucky thing for Nintendo is they can put things like Mario games on there. People know who Mario is, Metroid, all these different things on there. And then to this day they're still releasing these games and people still talk about these games, but I don't know if they're going to be able to do much with Atari. Like, for instance, you'd like an Atari ST thing, that would be really good for you and probably people in this call, but
would it be good for the general public?
What's the problem with Atari in the 80s is they, as much as the classics games that they made, a lot of them were distributed by like Midway or Namco, so they don't own the rights to them.
Exactly. I mean, do you guys like remember like Game Room from a few years back for like the 360?
Yeah, you have to pay with virtual money to play.
Yeah, I mean that had a lot of Atari games on there. I mean that had things like Red Baron, as you said, like the actual like, arcade Red Baron, things like Yar's Revenge, River Raid, all that stuff. And yet, I mean that flopped.
Did you play Atari Volt on Steam?
No,
that came out last year, and that had. That was actually pretty good. That contained loads of virtual recreations of classic Atari arcade machines, and they were all done pretty well. But they missed out, like, for me, the golden era of Atari arcade games is the mid '80s, where you got Gauntlet and Gauntlet 2 and all that range of games. But I mean, that's the only decent product I've seen Atari do, and it was pretty good. In recent years,
I'm very excited for it. I'm probably more excited about it just because of intrigue, compared to something like the SNES or something like that. But I don't know what it is. Yeah.
I have to say, it does look really nice. I mean, like the pictures of it does look great. I mean, it's got like a classic Atari look. It's got like the raised back. It's got the ribbed top. Yeah. It's got like a nice like Atari logo. It looks awesome, like aesthetically, but as for what's inside, it's like,
I think that's what they seem to be pitching it as, sort of like a fashion item, like a item of expensive furniture. It feels like at the moment, which that's as good a market to play on as any. I guess it's less exploited than other areas.
It would be quite good. I mean, because definitely my Xbox One, I play more indie games on that than any other type of game. I think Sunset Overdrive might be the only full price game I really, really liked. So I mean, if this is like a 70-80 quid little box that can play indie games, and it's USB as well, so perhaps with probably even a 360 controller or something like that, the same way like the Ouya did, that don't sound too unappealing to me. In fact, I can just carry this little box around, take it somewhere else out, and just boot up a game of Overcooked or something. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, that's true. If that's how it ends up playing, then it's sort of that thing where we still don't know.
I'm looking at it now. It's not actually as big as I thought it was. It doesn't look like a huge thing, does it? It's quite a compact.
So you can measure by the size of the USB port or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Got an Ethernet port out the back as well. Ethernet port out the back.
Yes. HDMI?
Yeah, HDMI. It would have to be though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
It's the Vega Plus.
Yeah. So that's my opinion on it. I'd like it to be just a really good indie machine. Just a really an easy way to play some good indie games, and hopefully some exclusive ones. But I don't know if they've got that much power.
I mean, I would like it to include more sort of arcade games as opposed to 2600 games. I think 2600 games are just way too basic and old to even remotely sell. And while I kind of think the same for sort of Atari's arcade games, I think they have a bit more of a chance with those.
If they had every single one of Atari's arcade games on there, it would be pretty awesome. I think. Yeah.
And maybe even some other ones from the early days if they can get like the stuff from Williams, let's say.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How about you, Larry?
No, I agree. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be an all systems thing. It's going to be an Android thing that you can put your own ROMs on or something. It's not going to be anything spectacular, I don't think.
Do you think it will dry well in the Dyson?
Possibly. Depends how wet it gets.
Yeah.
How excited you are while playing it.
We could do that. See how well consoles dry in the Dyson.
When I was cleaning an old Amiga, it was an Amstrad Plus. I bought an Amstrad Plus and it's like completely covered in dirt. And I thought, fuck it, I can't be asked to clean it, so I stuck it in the dishwasher.
If you said stuck it in the Dyson instead, I would have been so much happier.
Nah, sorry, I didn't have one back then.
Oh, okay.
I can just imagine the sound of someone popping into your downstairs toilet and then just hearing like a
rumbling the walls and stuff.
Yeah. Like an airplane taking off.
Yeah, it's like they are very noisy, apparently.
They are, yes. Blow your ears off more than hands.
I got the original edition as well, so so it's the noisy one, yeah.
Is it Mark 1?
Yeah.
Version 0.1, great.
Yes, the Mark 1 has got the yellow sort of rubber strip around it. The Mark 2 has got a blue one.
They're quite rare now, aren't they?
They are, yes. Because they do no ones in the hands ones, and they got ones that are built into taps.
Have they?
Yeah.
Built into taps?
They're built into taps. It's got like these sort of things that go out the side, like a wing, and you put your hands under it. It's got a clever idea, really, drying your hands under the sink as well, so it collects all the water in the sink then, doesn't it?
Oh, you mean those metal ones, those big like metal ones, those all-in-one things, but dispense for soap and then...
Yeah, but it dries as well, yeah.
You don't want to put the soap on and then dry, because it would just blow soap everywhere, wouldn't it?
No, you don't be silly now, Dan.
That's a bad design.
Yeah.
Maybe it won't let you do that.
It's automatic, isn't it, I think?
Yes, I mean, you have to purposely put both hands under each side. So maybe it's a bit stressful if you've got an arm missing or something, because you can't use it. But yeah.
One of the best ones I saw was this pub up in London where I went to, and you wee in the urinal, but you wash your hands above the urinal in a sink, and the water just goes straight into the urinal, so it's like washing away the urine.
Can you wash your hands as you're having a wee?
If you want to.
That would be mental, wouldn't it?
Well, you could wash your willy as well while you're at it, couldn't you?
No, because there's a ledge that like drops the water back towards the back of the urinal.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, so you can't be like total hygiene. So.
No.
Total hygiene.
Total hygiene. Look at me. Clean hands, clean willy. So.
What I want to know, are we going to try and twist every single question we have on the Game Lords into weird ways we can wash our hands and things like try in Larry's new Dyson Airblade?
What we really want to talk about clearly is the Dyson Airblade. I think we should all just quit this retro gaming thing and just review.
Well, this could be like new calling, couldn't we? We could be like the number one Dyson podcast on the internet.
I think we should all get one. I mean, and just Dyson Airblade. That's the future now. Fuck fidget spinners, you know.
Yeah. Kids take Dyson Airblades to school and that.
Yeah.
Can't hear anything with Playtime and that.
In a classroom with 100 Airblades going on.
I'm literally out of curiosity going on eBay just to see how much they are second hand. How much did you pay for yours?
It's happening already.
Yeah, because he didn't think it was working. It was fine, and all it was is it didn't have a plug on the end, so he couldn't test it. So it's one of those parts, spares or not working. It worked fine. Just haven't got a plug on.
We may be joking around a little bit, but I think you got a pretty good deal by the looks of it, Larry. The cheapest one I can see is 250, or best.
Oh, yeah.
How much was yours, Larry?
50.
50 quid. Jesus.
Well, not £20 postage as well, but
just because there wasn't a plug on it.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
Okay, I'll take it back. The cheapest. Oh, right, okay. This is for a pair. To be fair, a day and 16 hours to go. £165. So still got yourself a good deal.
Well, so, it's not.
So two of us could get one from that.
There you go. Yeah. No, I'll
PayPal you the rest, Kim.
I'll give you I'll buy you an Airblade this month instead of giving you money for the video you did for me. How about that?
Yeah, great. Cheers.
Although you could watch, there's one here for £12.50 with 2.5 days to go, and it's the white edition, no reserve.
The white edition, is that rare or what?
Yeah.
Is that a Mark 1?
Dyson Airblade dryer used in juice bar for 13 months. Few tiny marks, but basically in great condition, in full working order. Tested and works perfect. 99p, no reserve.
Man.
There's a for parts on not working one for 155. It says the dryer starts for 2 seconds and then it stops each time you put your hand in.
What's the sole purpose of one? It doesn't.
Okay, so I think that anyone who was listening has probably turned off by now. So I guess we should move on to the next topic.
Yeah, sure.
And see how we can turn that into a discussion about the Dyson Airblade.
Yes.
So, wanted to talk about, obviously a big thing recently has been the release of Castlevania, the web series or TV series, whatever, onto Netflix. That's kind of been a thing, some people have been reviewing it saying, oh yeah, it's good, oh yeah, it's bad, and whatever. Wanted to ask the panel today is, what video games do we want as a TV show, and what TV or video game film is our favourite? So we'll start with the first. What do we want to see as a TV show? How about you start us off, nerd?
I think I would like to see Final Fight as a TV show, just so I could see the mighty magnificence of the Mayor's Tash.
They did a TV episode of it in the Street Fighter cartoon.
Did they?
Yes.
I did not know this.
I did.
What was it? Wait a minute. There was a Street Fighter cartoon.
There's a Street Fighter cartoon, so a Western one.
I know nothing, do I? A Street Fighter cartoon.
There was a Virtual Fighter cartoon as well.
There was. There was a Darkstalkers cartoon.
What was I? When was this? Did it come out in
early 90s?
What was I doing?
There's a Mega Man cartoon.
Yeah, there was one of the Street Fighter cartoons was actually called Final Fight, wasn't it? So it was like an episode based on the Final Fight.
It's an episode, yeah.
Well, either that or eSWAT. I think eSWAT would be nice. An eSWAT TV show where they turn into massive robot cops. I guess that's been done with RoboCop, but
yes.
Yeah, I'm out of ideas, to be honest. Probably not Netflix either. I probably have to have it on Amazon Prime.
Well, that guy who made the Castlevania series, he works for Channel Frederator as well. He wants to do a Metroid one as well. Metroid TV series.
I'd want that to be a movie, not a TV show.
Yeah, that's what I reckon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I want as a movie.
Budget.
I want as a movie,
Starring Sigourney Weaver.
What's it called? Like a Space Hulk. Warhammer. I want a Warhammer 40,000 movie. Why hasn't that been done yet? That would be amazing.
I think they're a bit of tight with the old licensing. They want to, if they're a movie, they want to be in charge of creativity and stuff like that. But
then they've released all those crap. There's those crap like movies done with 3D computer models, and they're terrible. So why? That would be an amazing film, or not a TV show, but
I think there'd be enough people behind it as well that would watch it.
Yeah.
It's got enough of a fan base, you know.
They'd have to make it good, but it would be awesome if they did it properly.
And what about your favourite film?
My favourite film?
That is based on a game.
Mortal Kombat?
It's the only one I can think of.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is mine.
Yeah, I don't know.
Awesome soundtrack.
Does have a fucking great soundtrack. Chinese Ninja Warrior.
Brigade. Sonya.
Oh, no. Doom. I quite like Doom, actually. Doom's quite a good film.
It's got Dexter Fletcher in it as Pinky.
The Rock in it.
And Dexter Fletcher.
I quite enjoy it.
I gotta get you, you wanker.
Shut up, you soppy cunt.
Yeah. Gaugebuster Gold Joystick.
Oh shit, it's the End of Level Guardian.
Well, he was in that dodgy hotel program, wasn't he? Babylon.
Hotel Babylon, yeah.
That's it, yeah.
The press gang.
A lot of dodgy things.
Yeah. It's his career.
I loved him in Layer Cake and Lockstock.
Lockstock's one of the greatest films ever.
He'll always be a legend for Lockstock.
Will you stop being shot?
Get your bloody fingers out of my soup.
I can't remember that line.
I don't think it's soup.
That's like his famous line, isn't it?
No, it's not soup. It's something else. I think you've got half.
Soup.
I think you've got half the quote, haven't you?
It's soup. Keep your fingers out of my soup. That's the quote. Look it up.
I'm looking it up.
And guns for show, knives for a pro.
Yeah. Yeah. Get your fingers out of my soup. I'll give you that one.
Oh, yeah?
Oi! Oh, yeah, it's when they introduce him, isn't it? Right at the beginning.
Yeah.
He's in the kitchen.
Because he's a chef. Yeah.
That is an incredible movie.
It is.
Yeah.
It's better than Snatch.
Ooh, no, I prefer Snatch. I love them both, but I prefer Snatch.
What was the third one he did that was a bit crap?
Layer
Layer
Cake.
Cake.
No, that roller.
No,
Roller.
Rock and Roller.
Roller.
Yeah.
It was
Rock and Roller, it was alright, but it had some funny moments, but it wasn't as good as those two.
Yeah, he went a bit crazy, isn't he? Because he made himself a bit of a cliched himself, I suppose, as a bit of a director. You know, Lock, Stock, Snatch, all that sort of thing. But now he's doing the Aladdin movie, isn't he? The live action Aladdin movie.
Well, he did that King Arthur movie, didn't he? Recently.
Yeah, and he did a lot. He did a lot of bank out of the Sherlock Holmes movies as well.
Yeah, he did well there. They're good movies.
I think it was.
Isn't he doing a third one?
Not to my knowledge.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think the thing with him was that when he kind of got in with like Madonna, and he ended up doing that fucking Swept Away. I mean, that was diabolical. That was just a terrible movie. And what's the other one? Revolver.
I remember Revolver not being the worst film ever.
No, it wasn't the worst film ever or anything. It just wasn't particularly hot. Like, considering, obviously, it's the guy who did Lock, Stock and Snatch, yeah. And, like, Layer Cake, I mean, that wasn't obviously him, but that was, like, the producer, I think, Matthew Vaughn. Like, he started as, like, the producer of, or, like, maybe the writer of Lock, Stock.
Mm-hmm.
He was involved with that in any case. And then, obviously, he's kind of gone on to do big things.
Yeah.
I believe. Like, does he do the event? Or, like, didn't he do the Avengers or something? Directed? I don't know. Some comic book movie anyway. I mean, there's 2,000 of them every week, so it's hard to keep up.
I do.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did something. But yeah, Lock, Stock is just one of the best British movies.
Every time I watch that, you just think, "Fuck! Look how skinny Jason Statham is in that film." Like,
I know. God.
Look how much hair he has.
It's saying that. I mean, Jason Statham obviously became a big thing. Not many of the other guys did. Like Nick Moran, Jason Fleming.
Jason Fleming, all he did was have a bit part in that dinosaur thing on ITV, wasn't it? He played a character in that.
Primeval.
Primeval, yeah. Bloody yeah.
I mean, like Nick Moran, what did he do? Like, the only thing I remember is like Rancid Aluminium, which is like terrible.
Yeah. When I went to on my honeymoon, I went to Hollywood, and we done one of those Hollywood home tour things. And we were going through and they were pointing out all these American sports stars that I didn't know. Like, this house belongs to all these big NBA players and stuff. I didn't know who any of them were. And then we turned this bit where it's a really cranky little crappy road, and there was the smallest house, definitely, probably the whole of Hollywood. And he goes, "That's Vinnie Jones's house." Had a British flag hanging out the side, and it had an Amazon package sitting on the front door. And I'm like, "Oh, I want to nick that." But that is one, you go and nick it in the opens the door and you just look up at him like, "I'm sorry." Yeah.
Well, that's what you get for being the juggernaut.
Yeah, he's a juggernaut. He used to live in Watford, down the road from me as well.
There you go.
Nobody cares, doesn't it? Nobody cares if he lives down the road from me.
Names to fame. Names to fame.
Well, Lenny Henry lives down the road from me as well. So.
Did he own a Dyson Airblade?
No, he just has a big pair of games with LH written on the end of them, just for being modest.
Oh.
10 points goes to Nostalgia Nerd for working out how to bring it into the conversation.
Yeah,
Why not?
So,
Larry,
yes?
Is there any video game that you would want to see as a TV show?
I think Uncharted, maybe. That'd be quite good as a TV series.
Okay.
My wife said that when she heard us talking about these questions earlier on.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I think she fancies Nathan Drake. I've always thought he was a bit like Nathan Drake.
Yeah, well, yeah. Fucking Nathan Goose, maybe, but... I'm trying to think of some other games that would work quite well. I think Fallout might work as a good TV series for like a Netflix type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice post-apocalyptic type thing.
Could do with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you don't get that many post-apocalyptic series like Fallout that are kind of set like hundreds of years after. Like, kind of the world's almost getting its shit together after such a thing.
I had a dream once there was going to make a reboot of the Flintstones, and that was going to be a post-apocalyptic version instead of Stone Age.
Isn't that what they're doing about the Flintstones comic now? Apparently, it's very serious.
I'm not 12, so I've not really followed Flintstone comics.
They're in the Halifax adverts, aren't they? Is it Halifax?
Yeah, oh yeah, and Top Cat and
like Scooby Doo.
I love that stuff. I tell you what, I watched the Top Cat movie that came out 3 or 4 years ago, and I thought it was quite good.
It's something about 60s cartoons that makes me just feel scared. I don't know what it is. There's something weird about them. Like, there's something,
the original Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Huckleberry Finn's coming to get you.
Like the lousy animation.
I mean, it's the sound. Like, Fred Flintstone's voice really freaks me out. It's just...
Wow.
It's just weird. I can't even think
back to that Flintstones game on the old home computer version of the Flintstones.
Oh,
game.
God. It's one of the worst games. Yeah. Paint a wall.
I wrote about that for Ashen's new book as well. So.
Did you?
Yes.
I tell you what, there's one game I had when I was a kid, and obviously I didn't know any better. I remember it being bloody good, and I've never played it since. Like, I know it's going to be a bad game, but I'm quite happy to be probably one of the only people in the world that thinks it's a good game, based on my 5-year-old review of it, you know. So yeah, I love the Flintstones.
Do you?
Yeah, Jetsons, Flintstones. I love all of the original Hanna-Barberas.
Captain Caveman.
Captain Caveman. Oh, loved it. Loved it.
Did you like Mr. Chan and the Chan Clan?
I don't know that one.
Oh, okay. It's a bit racist, but
probably not one that. Yeah, I was thinking that's probably not one that gets repeated much. At least.
No, it doesn't. Funny enough.
I was always a big fan of Hong Kong.
That's like that'd be like showing reruns of Jim will Fix It, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
They should do a big resurgence of all the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons. I'd be well up for that.
Yeah.
Actually, the guy who done Family Guy, what's his name, Seth MacFarlane, he tried to buy the rights to start Flintstones again, and then I think he even did it, maybe, but it got to a point where it was going to happen, and then it just didn't. It just got canned.
Shame.
Yes.
All those cartoons kind of have the same feeling for me as Wes Anderson movies. I can't quite put my finger on what it is. Something very twee about it. Just... I don't know.
It's too twee.
Yeah, it's too twee. It's
knowingly twee.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So what's your favourite video game, movie or TV show, Larry?
Ooh. I I don't know really, because there's some. I've really enjoyed the Mario Brothers movie, even though it's like completely schlock. Does an anime count as well?
Go for it. Yeah.
Because I think like the Street Fighter movie, the anime movie, is really good.
Mm-hmm.
That is good.
Much better than the live action one.
I disagree highly, but yeah.
Well, you would do, you know. It's not got Kylie Minogue in the anime one. That's why you're upset about that.
I saw that at the cinema.
Did you? I saw my dad brought him a pirate copy of it, and we watched that instead.
Do you say you bought a pirate? Oh, I suppose you can buy them, can't you?
Brought home a pirate copy.
Yeah,
yes.
my dad brought home a pirate copy of the Street Fighter movie. And I watched it many times.
Oh.
The Game Lords are the reason that film flopped.
Yeah, watching pirate version, yeah.
I went with my uncles and stuff, and they all fell asleep. I was like the only one left awake in the cinema, like genuinely. I loved it.
That film, the Street Fighter movie, the live action one, is genuinely one of my favourite films to watch.
Isn't that?
I love it.
Is it really?
I did buy it the other day,
love
actually.
That film.
There's I went to Southend last week, and there's a trading shop at the bottom, and I got it for £1 from there.
You got done.
Can I keep the receipt, please?
Yeah. Raul Julia in that movie is just amazing.
Of course.
I'm going to have to rewatch this. I haven't seen it for years.
It's been a long time to me as well.
Everything he does in that movie is just gold, and I love it pretty much for that reason. His performance as M. Bison, considering like what he was going through at the time, especially.
What? Yeah, dying. You mean?
Yeah, dying. Yeah, kind of a bummer, but he just plays such an awesome like cartoon villain. Like he's a perfect M. Bison. And Jean-Claude Van Damme is shit and terrible in that movie.
Careful. I was well into Van Damme. He was my favourite out of like Arnie and Stallone. I love Van Damme.
Yeah. Now he's up on a mountain drinking beer.
I used to love Van Damme like back in the day as well. But yeah, he was bad in that. He was kind of on. I'm pretty sure he was kind of on a lot of coke at that point, as opposed to like the Bloodsport days and Universal Soldier.
What a film! Oh, what a film! So good.
Yeah,
so good.
Love.
Oh, he was in Universal Soldier, wasn't he, as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, Universal Soldier was
No Retreat, No Surrender.
Awesome movie.
There's actually an Amazon series starting. They've only done
Double
the pilot
Impact.
of called Jean-Claude Van. I think it's just called Jean-Claude Van Damme. Amazon series, and it's amazing. It's so good.
Is it about him?
But it's a piss take on him, and he's playing himself, and he still thinks he's really hard, and he has to basically. I think it was a while ago I watched it, but he has to like join the military or something, and he's not as good as he used to be, and it catches up on him. It's a complete comedy. It's like Shaun of the Dead.
Well, yeah, he
did
like a few years ago now. He did the film JCVD.
Yep, I saw that as well.
Which was great. And again, that was kind of a similar thing. It was like. He was playing himself, and it was all in French, obviously. But there's like a bank heist, and he's in there, and he does this awesome monologue, and it's like so true to life. And he talks about like, I was a big star, and obviously all shit happened. I got into the Hollywood lifestyle. He's a really interesting guy. He's a lot more interesting than like. Someone who's just completely mad, like Steven Seagal is.
Yeah.
He's just deluded.
Yes. Seagal's he's like a power hungry, isn't he? Isn't he like a cop or something? Like a.
Oh God, yeah, he's a bounty hunter in like Arizona.
Yeah, he just loves the chase. I don't know what he loves.
With a massive samurai sword in his pocket.
Yeah.
But he used to be a total prick, like. When it came to like being on set with like people, like apparently he always used to like be hard and like, oh yeah, I'm going to do some karate move on you or aikido. That was his thing, wasn't it? Like he'd do it, and then apparently like there was one film where like they actually had some like proper like martial arts expert and not some fucking chancer like he was, and he tried it on him, and apparently the guy just cold knocked him out.
You got a personal grudge against Steven Seagal, Kim?
No, he's a funny dick, but he's a dick.
Yeah, he does come across like a blazing piece penis.
Stephen Shaboom Boom.
Hi, I'm Steven Seagal. Welcome to Steven Seagal's America.
Well, is he here?
Is this America?
It's like he just walked in. Oh, that's like the Mad. There's like Mad TV, like sketches, like back in like the late '90s, like with Will Sasso as Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
They're so funny. Like, highly recommended if you've never watched them.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm trying to think of a film I watched with Van Damme recently. It was like he was trying to save a kidnapped girl or something. It was late night on ITV or something. It was quite good.
The Golden Child.
No, not Eddie Murphy, the Golden Child.
Save a kidnapped girl.
Yeah. He was like working in a butcher's shop, and this bloke came to him. He was like, "Can you save my daughter or something? She's been taken."
I'm a butcher.
He's a butcher. Yeah.
I'm just a butcher. I'm just a lowly butcher.
That's what he said. Yeah.
I've already gone into Woolworths and they're not interested.
I'm just a cook.
Yeah.
I went through a phase of like, buying loads of old action movies, and I remember Time Cop was one that I just never saw for some reason as a kid, and I picked it up and I read the first line on the back, and it was something like, "The year is 2004 and time travel has been made possible." I'm like, I'm buying it. There's nothing else. Amazing. You really got to be taking a big risk when you set the future to be, just 10, 15 years in the future. It won't be a problem,
Would you say that you would be taking a maximum risk?
Ooh, very good. I do like my if he doesn't do the splits in something though, you can send it back. He doesn't do the splits in JCVD, so sorry.
He's a bit old for that now.
Well,
It was called Six Bullets. I found it.
I've seen 6 Bullets.
Sorry, carry on.
I've seen 6 Bullets. That was cheap at CX. Very cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Expendables doing the splits, doing the backward roundhouse kick splits, and all that sort of stuff.
Okay. Well, it wasn't like CGI or anything.
CGI splits. Yeah.
I mean, as much as I've dissed Steven Seagal, if Under Siege is on television, I will always watch it. 1 or 2.
Is that the one in the ice rink? Or the...
No, that's the one where Under Siege 1 is when he's on like the ship. He's like the Navy cook. And Tommy Lee Jones and Gary Busey, and it's amazing.
The second one's on a plane, isn't it? Is that right?
Yes, the second one is on it's on a train.
Is it?
Train.
Yeah.
Which is on the plane then?
You might be thinking of.
Are you thinking of that?
Maximum Overdrive?
Am I?
Yeah, where he's in that. That's with Kurt Russell. That
Or
one.
you think of Con Air?
No.
No.
It's one where he's like on a plane and they sneak onto a plane which has been taken over.
Yeah, that's Maximum Overdrive, he dies in that.
Does he?
Yeah, he dies like halfway through.
This is full of revelations.
Apparently, he was really pissed off about that, and because that was Steven Seagal, that was Kurt Russell ended up being like the main. So Halle Berry's in it, and the villain is David Suchet. Pryway.
Really?
Yeah, really.
What? Oh, that doesn't sound.
It's a pretty good movie.
I thought it was.
As far as those things go.
I'm sure it was Under Siege. What am I?
On the Kurt Russell front, you ever see Tango and Cash, the Stallone and Kurt Russell movie?
I've never. It's always on at late night on ITV on a Saturday night, and I never watch it.
It's where Fubar comes from.
Love that.
It was popularised by that one.
Kim.
Oh, so it's not what's his name then? It's not Saving Private Ryan.
No, it was in Tango and Cash as well. I mean, it was just like, everything's Fubar or something. It's a pretty stupid movie. But...
We're not going to talk about video games at all on this podcast.
I'm talking about Executive Decision. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's it. Executive Decision, not Extreme, whatever I said.
I thought that made sense. Yeah.
Yes, Executive Decision.
I want to watch
Stop All My Mum. What did I say? Extreme again. Overdrive or something like that.
You got the rest right, bro. You got the plot spot on.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Slope.
Yeah.
What video game do you want to see as a TV show?
I want to see Smash TV as a TV show, and I want it to
it's called The Running Man, Dan. It's all
No, I want to see Smash TV done in the way that I suppose directed the same way like Crank is directed, where it's just like so over the top and like ridiculous. I reckon that'd be a wicked TV show.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember, like, I can't remember what magazine it was in, but like in the early 90s, there was some magazine that had like a literary version of Smash TV? Or is it only me?
It's a cover from an old Sega magazine or something.
Yeah, it was on like the cover.
They used to give live novels. Yeah, they used to love novelisations again.
Yeah, like it was a novelisation.
Road Rash novel.
But yeah, I mean, it was like a proper story, and everyone's like, "Oh, I'm down on my luck. I need to go on Smash TV." And he ended up winning, obviously, him and his friend. I'm not
in a rerun.
I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember if the friend died or whatever. Like while they were facing, I don't know, Mr. Fucking Shrapnel.
I am really up for finding this.
Yeah, I want to find that. I want to find it again.
Smash TV, the novel.
It's like essential to me. It's like, I mean, I'm like the Mario Choose Your Own Adventure books. I mean, that was like the first time I actually had any experience with Mario. Was like the Choose Your Own Adventure books. As opposed to any of the games.
Yeah, and in regards...
It's a strange entrance to Mario.
Welcome to the party, Richter.
In regards to like favourite movie based on a game, I know Mortal Kombat's probably very obvious, but I remember like when I first saw that, I was just like, we watched it on Sky because it took us that long to finally see it. But when I saw it on Sky, I was like, that is the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life. I thought it was so fucking good.
It's not a bad movie.
Oh, I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Like, I mean, I would certainly say, like, as far as like pretty much any technical ability goes, it's far better than Street Fighter, but it doesn't have Raul Julia, so.
It felt a bit like Bloodsport as well, and I loved the Bloodsport movie. So I thought it was so good. It's got that, you know, early 90s sort of 2 Unlimited soundtrack as well. And I was well into and it was just so exciting because I didn't think I'd see Reptile, and he turns up towards the end, doesn't he? Spoiler alert. And he goes, Reptile. I was like, this is so good. Like, you know, I was really, really into that film. That was like it's an ultimate guilty pleasure for me, that film.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It is good. I mean, shame about Annihilation.
Yeah, amazing.
That was terrible. Jesus, what was that about?
Yeah.
That new TV show they made that got funded after it was cancelled or whatever. That was actually not too bad.
Well, that Machinima one.
I don't know who done it, but yeah, whatever that.
There was one on the internet and they turned all the Mortal Kombat characters into like real life serial killers.
Yeah, that's something. I think that's what it was. Yeah. You're not a fan of it, Larry?
I never watched it. I only watched that sort of pilot thing.
I don't think I watched much more, but I remember it was quite good. That was
interesting. Right. Never heard of it. The only Mortal Kombat TV show I remember was Conquest.
Did anyone get that Mortal Kombat animated VHS tape for Christmas one year?
No.
Okay. They done like a one-off. They done a one-off.
Was that one of those ones that like Battletoads that, you know, they made the pilot,
well, it's like that.
They didn't make it.
I think Hanna-Barbera actually animated it, and it was terrible. And it's got like really, really terrible early CG as some of the fights.
Oh my god, it's on YouTube. It looks absolutely deplorable.
Yeah.
Is it a cartoon?
The VHS tape was a Christmas present.
I've seen this. Defenders of the Realm.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have seen this.
I might have actually seen it at some point. Yeah. Now you mention it.
Scorpio.
It looks hilarious.
And I got weirdly into Sonic X when that came out. I followed that quite religiously.
Oh.
I like Sonic X.
Did you ever see the Saturday AM one, the Dark Sonic?
Yeah, I had them all in on DVD at one point. The one with Sally where they go and try and find their mum, and they never do because it gets cancelled after 2 seasons.
Did you ever watch the original?
Yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah, that was probably the one I liked the least. But
That was a sort of Roadrunner type run.
Yeah.
That was tied into the comic, wasn't it? Sonic the Comic.
No, the Saturday AM one was a comic. That's just been cancelled as well, the comic.
It has. Yeah.
Yes, it has indeed.
The original comic?
Yeah, Archie.
The Archie one.
The Archie one from
It's
the
been
US.
running since 1992.
Indeed, it is. This is something I found out because I wrote about it. The Sonic the Hedgehog US comic is the longest continuing run or continuous running series in American comic history.
So he's only stopped it in the UK. Was that right?
Yeah, they stopped Sonic the comic in 2002, which was a completely different thing, obviously.
Right.
But the US Sonic Archie comics one ran from 1992-3 to 2016 without dropping any issues or changing the issue number or anything like that.
They pushed it more as well, didn't they? They done so many spin-offs for it as well.
Like they did, because Archie used to do Mega Man as well.
Yeah,
and they had crossovers between those two.
I saw they dropped it. So why? Is there any reason why they dropped it? They've said, or
Sega that wanted it dropped.
Sega dropped it. Some people reckon it's because of the Ken Penders thing. Because they couldn't be asked for all the drama and they dropped it.
Okay.
Basically,
I assumed it was a different thing entirely.
Well, it was. They started making loads and loads of additional characters in that weren't relevant to the cartoon.
Right,
and Sally Acorn is actually a Sega character. It was one of the names of the sort of little critters jumping about. When you jump on a badnik and it breaks up and an animal comes out. One of them's
the flickies and.
Yeah, one of them's a squirrel and that's Sally Acorn.
Really?
So Sega does own a character. It isn't a creation, but the design of her as a sort of more physical humanoid is Archie's, but the character itself is owned by Sega.
Okay.
But anyway, some guy called Ken Penders wrote loads and loads of characters, mostly echidnas, and when he left, he took all the rights with him and he started suing them for all the characters he wanted to use it. And it come to such a point that they just decided to kill everyone off. They thought the world explodes and he lands into an alternate reality where nobody exists anymore, and that's how they got rid of 90% of the cast.
Mm-hmm.
So they lost about 8 years of sort of backstory because of this arsehole suing them.
Jesus.
There's something about echidnas.
Yeah.
The echidna's penis is one shaft but 4 heads.
What?
Okay.
Go to Google, type in echidna penis, and
how are you spelling that?
Echidna is ECHIDNA, which is the echidna is knuckles basically.
Oh.
Penis? What? PENIS?
Echidna.
Yeah, I see it.
Don't ask me how I know this.
What am I looking at? Oh my god.
You're looking at knuckles.
It looks like it's backwards.
It's amazing because when you type in echidna, you'd think knuckles would be one of the first things that Google suggests, but it's not. It's penis.
I mean, that is something special, isn't it?
That is, that is, God damn, man.
It's like a tiny hippo's foot. That's what it looks like.
Someone get that on a t-shirt.
Wow.
Or there's a picture of somebody called Knuckles' 4-headed cock. If you scroll down on the images,
One of the best things you actually showed me this today was you put in anyone's name and then type the hedgehog at the end. Like Daniel the Hedgehog. There's someone's done a fan art of it in the images. And you can see what you would be as the hedgehog, but there is someone that's done a deviant art of your name, the hedgehog.
Larry's got his knob out.
Yeah. Well, nothing new there then. What about you? I typed in Pete the Hedgehog and there's one with tits. So.
Nothing new there.
Oh my god.
My one, Daniel the Hedgehog, looks like a bit of a grunger.
What does Kim the Hedgehog look like?
Pete the Hedgehog, he's 13-year-old, crazy ass. You can see on his eyebrows.
Oh my god.
That's not good, is it?
Oh Christ, there's lots of matches.
Yeah.
There's loads for Kim the Hedgehog.
Well, they really go into detail. Kim the Hedgehog. The Kim the Hedgehog reference sheet. Messy hair, green earrings, trousers go over or under the shoe, sleeves go over gloves, trousers baggy. Yeah. Watch on the right hand, plain black shirt, usually wears underclothes. Your necklace says. There you go.
This is bad.
There you go, viewers. If you type in your name and the hedgehog,
you'll find some fan art.
Yes. Guaranteed.
Probably best you don't.
Don't do it.
Don't do that. Let's go erase this from my mind.
Yeah. So there you go.
I've managed to find a picture of Kim Jong-un.
Oh yeah.
Crudely painted Sonic spikes on him. So yeah, it's not good. So I guess I should probably say what I want as a TV show. I would want to see something like Bushido Blade on Netflix. I kind of thought of randomly, just because everything on Netflix seems to be like, it's going to be the greatest TV show ever. Just do something with like swords and like kung fu in it. That'd be nice. It doesn't have to be the greatest thing ever.
Basically a samurai version of Game of Thrones.
No, just have a couple of people.
Yes, Kim. Yes, that's what I want.
No, because again,
wrong,
that's like
Larry.
Game of Thrones is the greatest TV show ever. No, I just want to see a couple of people just having some nice sword fights every week.
Yeah.
Do you say it's called Bushido Blade?
Bushido Blade, as in the old PS1 sword fighting game.
As in like Airblade?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, samurais hitting each other with their blades. You are disrespecting my family with your wet hands.
You have disgraced this house.
Yeah.
That was Arnie again.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Bushido Blade featuring Ed Sheeran as guest star.
Oh, God. That ruined the whole thing for me.
Sorry.
Yeah, just have him get decapitated. That'd be all right.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay.
Okay.
So.
And obviously your favourite one is Street Fighter, isn't it? Your favourite movie?
Yes, I think that's probably easily figured out. I love everything about Street Fighter the movie. It's one of my favourite films.
You have convinced me to watch that.
I have done a video on Street Fighter. God.
That was an early introduction for a quick plug.
Yes, I have done a video on Street Fighter the movie as it happens, and you can watch it at www.youtube.com.
I'd like to see a documentary on the cancelled movies, like the Crazy Taxi movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
There was a Golden
was
Axe
that
movie or TV show in production as well. I mean, I suppose that makes more sense, but
Have a nice
that
sort of
could be a
Conan
Game
stuff.
of Thrones thing, couldn't it? I suppose. Yeah.
Poser. No, if they made that, that'd be more like a what's his name, Conan type movie.
Conan.
That's what it'd be like.
Conan, yeah. That's what it should be.
Well, that's what it was based off in the first place. Like a lot of the inspiration come from.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Like they literally stole half the images from the Conan movie, and also the sound effects of them dying.
Yeah, the
from
sounds,
Conan.
like... No, they were from Conan, yeah.
Yeah, the Master System bit, when you complete the game, is a picture of him sitting on a throne. It's actually a stolen screen grab from the movie.
I tell you what, I would. I want to hear like a proper movie score of the Golden Axe music put into like a movie or a TV show. I would buy that. That would be so epic. A Golden Axe. Yeah, I'd be well up for that.
A Golden Axe movie would be awesome.
Yeah. I'm changing my choice. I want a Golden Axe movie.
Yeah. Cool.
It all changes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe we should move on to the next topic.
What is this next topic?
This next topic is, with the recent HD remasters finally been done perfectly with such examples as Crash Insane Trilogy and Wonder Boy, what game or game series do we want to see revamped? I think we'll start this one with Larry. What game or game series would you want to see revamped and HDified?
Alex Kidd. Yeah, they were going to make one. You know when the PS2 was out, I was doing all those Sega Ages games.
Yeah.
They was going to do a remake of Alex Kidd Miracle and it got cancelled. So I'm quite
That's a
bummed
shame.
about that. Yeah.
Someone's just released a Alex Kidd 2, haven't they, for the Master System?
Yeah,
ROM
I'm
pack.
actually getting that.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
No,
That's
I'd like to.
interesting.
If I was in charge of an Alex Kidd game, I'd do it where sort of you find out what he's been doing all these years, and he has to go back, sort of go through eras of Sega games. Like they'd do one in the style of a Sega Saturn, and one in the style of a Dreamcast and stuff like that. So it would
That'd
be
be
like,
nice. Yeah.
That'd
Yeah.
be awesome. Because
So
I
I'd be
mean,
going through the ages of stuff.
This is a whole
the poor
new
guy's
game now,
never
isn't
got.
it?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, the
I'd
poor
like that.
guy's
Yeah.
never got a break. I mean, there was only really three like proper Alex Kidd games, weren't there?
Well, Miracle
really.
Worlds, Lost
Miracle
Stars
Ball.
sort of was a.
Miracle
Dynamo.
World, Lost Stars. I mean, Shinobi World was good, but is it like a proper Alex Kidd game?
No, that wasn't a proper Alex Kidd
No,
game.
it wasn't.
a good game though.
It was good. Enchanted Castle was a proper Alex Kidd game, but it wasn't that good.
Well, it's like the 5th game they ever made on the Mega Drive, and they didn't really sort of get the hang of it.
Nah, it was a bit lousy.
And it's basically
just,
it's a remake of Miracle World.
yeah, it was basically just Miracle World, only not as good. And I mean, obviously there were things like High Tech World, which was just gash.
Well, they forgot to put half the graphics in the game. You can like walk up to a wall and they'll suddenly sort of pick up a telephone out of the wall that's not there.
Yeah.
And stuff.
But you do
wow.
get to complete the game and see a picture of him in an outrun cabinet at the end, which makes
Oh yeah.
Mm.
You think he'd be a prince to be able to afford one himself? I mean, he's got the bloody space for one. So
Yeah, that motorbike one, that was obviously a complete spin-off as well. BMX.
BMX.
BMX trial, yeah.
But you've got the paddle controllers for that, haven't you, Lo?
I have, yes.
Okay.
It's not very exciting. You can actually do it. You can do it, emulate with a mouse and stuff like that. But yes,
There you
and
go.
actually, I think you can use a trackball on it as well.
How about you, Slope? What would you like to see revamped?
Well, as a trilogy, I'd like to see Streets of Rage.
Road Rash.
But they did Road Rash, didn't they? There was that Kickstarter.
Road Redemption.
Redemption, that is it, yeah.
There's a new game called Road Rage coming out as well.
Well,
Should be coming
Alright.
out next month or something. Yeah.
I'll tell you what
That's
I would
right.
like. I'd like with updated controls, proper like twin stick controls. I'd like to see the loaded games done. Because they had that third one in development as well that never came out.
Yeah.
Fully loaded.
Fully loaded.
Yeah. I don't think it never got to like proper development, unfortunately.
No.
But yeah, I would like to see that actually.
I really like the artwork and everything, and I think with updated graphics and all that sort of thing, and definitely twin stick as well. I think that would be wicked games to play through again. They're very hard to go back and try now.
I know. That's why I like the remake of Alien Breed. You know, the iPad port where it's got twin stick controls. It's so much better
Yeah,
with
Yes.
twin stick controls.
absolutely.
It just works so well for that sort of game.
Sorry, I just hijacked your one of the reboots.
No,
So yeah,
that's
Streets of Rage.
Streets of Rage and Loaded, but I think Streets of Rage Loaded would be one I'd actually want to see be remade because I'd want to play it again in a good new style fashion with better, tighter controls. Streets of Rage is already a perfect game, but I don't know. I played that Takeover game recently with all like the new lovely, beautiful graphics. So if they was able to put Streets of Rage and make it look exactly like that, then I'd be up for trying it again.
I'd like a VR remake of Jumping Flash.
God,
That'd
that'd
be-
be full on.
I'd be people puking up everywhere with that, wouldn't they?
That would be very good, I can imagine.
Yeah.
What about you, nerd?
I tell you what, I'd quite like to see a remake of the Trapdoor games in like proper clay animation graphics with like modelled in a proper 3D world. I think that would be awesome.
Interesting.
The guy who created that Sun follows me on Twitter. Guy
Does
called
he?
Dave Brain, yeah. He did the intro to Going 8-Bit as well, the TV show.
Okay.
Do you wonder if they might lose a bit of that charm, though? Because obviously, the thing with those games, like the Don Priestley ones, was like how advanced they were for the Spectrum.
It would look like Amicrog.
Yeah, I was about to
wouldn't
say,
it?
yeah,
that game that came on
Snap
PS4 not too long ago.
I don't know. I think it because obviously they were still two-dimensional games. I think it would just be nice to have it in the actual Trapdoor world. I think they can make clay animation look spot on in rendered graphics. I think it would be nice. I think I'd like to see it at least.
what about the other things like Gregory loses his clock or like Popeye or stuff like that?
Popeye, I think Popeye can stay in
Benny
two
Hill.
dimensions, along with the Flintstones and all that malarkey. Yeah, just Trapdoor really. I'd also like to see like Back to School and School Days brought up into HD.
Yeah.
Just a good concept. I like it.
I mean, Bully kind of did a bit of that, but yeah, I mean, if you like, instead of like having like the actual like all the plot that like Bully had, but have like a proper like you've got to go for a school day and you have to do all these things actually inside the school day.
Yeah,
as
you
like
can
those
just
two games did.
make it so much more intricate and just because rather than just being a remake, you could build on it with. I'd like to see games which make use of current technology rather than just making the graphics look a bit nicer. Just games which actually benefit from what we've got now.
Yeah.
And there's so many games which would do that rather than just seeing games with slightly better graphics but the same mechanics they had 20, 30 years ago.
I mean, the one that I personally would like to see, I would really like to see Siphon Filter come back. I used to love the Siphon Filter games. I mean, obviously, back in like the PlayStation 1 days, it was like, I mean, obviously there was Metal Gear Solid, and then Siphon Filter was the other big like kind of stealth series.
Yeah, it's a shame they abandoned that franchise, really.
I mean, I used to love like, was it Gabe Logan and all that? I mean, it had its problems. I mean, like these stealth missions, they used to be like kind of instant death if you got seen. I mean, obviously that sort of stuff could be ironed out, but I mean, some of like these set pieces they came up with that. I mean, like if I can think of like something like the bridge level from Siphon Filter 2, like if that was on a modern like Siphon Filter game, I would love that. I mean,
I used to love shooting out the taser at people and keep holding the button until they catch fire.
God, yeah. the air taser, just the most overpowered weapon in video game history. Like a taser with like as much range
Grappling
as a
hook,
sniper rifle. and just, there's an enemy. I'll just shoot it with my air taser and let him burn.
And literally to turn into sort of cinders, isn't they?
No, I'm sure in like Siphon Filter 1, didn't you get that weapon at like the start of the game?
Yeah.
And it's like it's the most powerful weapon in the game, and you've already got it. You don't need anything else.
Siphon Filter used the same engine as Bubsy 3D, didn't it?
Yeah. And they only made it 6 months afterwards. How the hell can they make a really, really terrible game and then a really, really good game?
Yeah.
Within the space of 6 months.
Was it the same development company?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it?
Same engine.
Yeah. It's
just great.
What could possibly go wrong, eh?
What could possibly go on? I wonder when that new Bubsy game's going to come out.
October, I believe. October.
Interesting. I do wonder what that's going to be like.
I always get Bubsy mixed up with the that cat which is on the Cheetos crisps.
Oh, Chester Cheetah.
Chester Cheetah.
That's it, yeah.
It's not easy being cheesy.
It's too cool to fall.
It's Chester Cheetah, the what's it copyright infringer. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I think we've covered that topic. One thing actually, perhaps I'd like to get your thoughts on, a bit of breaking news that's kind of happened today.
Is it about Pudsey dying?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not about Pudsey dying.
No. Heartless, Kim.
No, well, sorry. I mean...
You don't mourn the death of the world's most famous dog that can stand on his high heels and then... who sounds like David Walliams.
David Walliams.
Yeah.
To me, Pudsey's just a bear. He's
just
a bear with one eye.
He is, yeah.
If he died, no eyes now because he's dead. So.
No. Oh well. Hey ho.
happens.
So yes, can't be helped. Can't be helped. So yes, obviously there's been a Kickstarter coming out yesterday, about the 2018 Crash Annual.
Yes.
The next issue of the mighty Crash magazine for the ZX Spectrum, catching up on over 20 years. It's Chris Wilkins is doing the project, as in the guy who does Fusion Retro Books, has done stuff.
The guy who does every book.
Yes, he does every book.
Who brings out a new Spectrum book every 5 nanoseconds.
ZX Spectrum in Pixels, Ocean Software, US Gold, the Oliver Twins, all that sort of thing.
Hey, did you do Gremlin, or was that someone else?
No, that was Bitmap.
Oh, okay.
Bitmap Books who did that. He's
poor old Chris. Somebody beat him to it, poor sod.
alas.
He must be heartbroken.
He's got,
Yeah.
He has Roger Keane, who used to edit Crash, of course, is going to be taking the helm as editor. Oliver Frey is going to be doing the artwork. So, yes, thoughts on Crash in general? Are you excited for this? Will you pledge?
I got on as an early bird. So I've got, what do I pay? £15 for the annual, and then you get a free little book of ZX Spectrum games, which I have no idea what it is. But yeah, it's something I would have.
Games. It's pretty.
Yeah,
something that says what's on the tin, mate.
Fuck off. What I meant was, I've never seen it before. Is it an existing book or is it a new book? I don't know.
I'm sure he'll write something.
Probably, yeah.
Who else have we got involved in it?
It does look. It looks decent, and I was a big fan of Crash. I think I preferred Crash to your Sinclair, so be nice to.
I just bought for a free game.
Yeah, see, I didn't get into Crash. I mean, I didn't get into Crash. I mean, because I got my Spectrum in like 1989, like when I was.
You had an Amstrad, didn't you?
I had the Amstrad Spectrum, like the Plus 2. So by that time, Crash was not what it was. I mean, it was like a 40, 50 odd page magazine, I think. And you just you pretty much you just got it for the free tape on the front.
Yeah.
It was not like back in the days of like when like the proper awesome Oliver Frey cover art, because half of it's taken up by a fucking tape. So it's like,
well, yeah, but they didn't have a tape to start with at all, did they?
No, they were the last to actually get a tape.
Yeah.
Every month, that is.
Imagine that. You were buying it just for the magazine. That's crazy.
I know, it's insane. Why would you do that?
I'll get Retro Gamer just for the magazine, because nothing comes with it.
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't really have a choice, do you?
But your Sinclair came with it, didn't it? It used to have a DVD, didn't it, with games on?
It did indeed.
Your Sinclair have a DVD?
Oh, Retro Gamer.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, Retro Gamer, yeah.
Okay. So you're not buying it for Kim's excellent journalistic articles in there?
Nah. Of course I am.
Well,
it says on the Kickstarter page that they wanted to make it like an annual, so it can take you back to the days of the 80s and 90s when you read things such as the Beano and the Dandy. But if that's the case, I'd rather just wait till Boxing Day when it goes down to £1.
Oh.
That's true, yeah.
It's not going to happen.
No, I don't think it will.
I'd rather it was a magazine, because I read Crash as a magazine. I didn't read it as a fucking annual. So
yeah, but how much are you going to have to pay to get like this one-off magazine just for you?
Well, I mean, I'm not, am I?
Exactly.
How much you put in for this Kickstarter then? How much did you get for an early bird?
17 quid with postage.
Oh, that's not bad, is it really?
Yeah,
it's not bad.
I think it's a reasonable price.
I mean, it's 112 pages, it says. I mean, yeah, that's...
So about the size of a magazine. Are you going to get like adverts in between for special reserve and stuff like that?
I hope so, yeah.
Wanted ads, yeah.
I'm just going to make a video about it, really, and then job done.
It pays for itself.
Make your money back.
Yeah. You are?
It pays for itself.
Exactly, yes.
It will actually apparently have adverts in it. New adverts for the latest games in the homebrew scene will be littered through the issue.
Oh, that's cheeky, isn't it?
It's a bit cheap for a bloody annual, isn't it?
Yeah.
We have persuaded Lloyd Mangrum to come out of retirement to answer readers' letters, and will be encouraging you, the backers, to send them in for him to take a look at. Well, hopefully people do, otherwise that will be really empty.
Aren't you?
Yeah, so if you send a letter in, when's it published? In the next annual?
No, in this one.
No,
so you send them in beforehand? I get you.
Yes.
I get you. That makes more sense.
Yes. I heard a friend of mine talking about girls. What is girls, and is it coming out of the Spectrum?
Others, who else is contributing? Let's see. Simon Butler is contributing, who adds his views on the best art to appear on the Spectrum, who used to work for Ocean Software. Others who are contributing include Jazz Austin, who is providing a developer diary of his Rex conversion for the Specky Next. Steve Wevel, who will be doing the same for his Nodes next game. I presume that means Nodes of Yesod. And Philip and Andrew Oliver, who will be talking about the next new Dizzy game that will be appearing.
Oh, that's good. That's what they've ever bloody talk about. We talk about new busy game. Like, yeah, we talk about new busy game. Yeah, lovely, lovely.
We are going to talk about.
Yeah, they're like this sentient being that talks in unison, aren't they? They're like those weird psychic Chinese twins that you get in horror films, man. Do you reckon that one of them dies, they'll both die at the same time? Like, no. The other one has to be buried with him, even though he's still alive.
No, I don't think so.
We'll find out that they're actually Siamese twins one day, won't we? So that's how they can talk to each other.
So as you can tell, none of us have been invited to do anything for this.
I can't think why. We've all got more subscribers than the Oliver twins. They don't invite us, do they? Fuck them. Fuck you, Chris.
Oh.
Actually,
it's a shame that their Dizzy game never made it. I'm genuinely quite gutted that never came out. That
would have been
Dizzy
good.
Game. I would have been well up for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it's nice that it's managed to finally get some audience on the Specky Next. I mean, it's going to be who's going to like the people who are actually doing it. I think are the guys who they did a remake of Crystal Kingdom Dizzy for the Specky, and they're going to be doing this new Dizzy game, whatever it is.
The £175 pledge gets you not only the 112-page full colour annual, plus a canvas signed by Ollie, plus a mug, plus a mouse mat, plus a watch, plus a T-shirt, plus a Crash badge, plus a wallet, and plus a framed oil bug. Ollie bug sign.
Ollie bug. What's an Ollie bug?
I don't know. I keep seeing it all over. I think it's the.
it's one that it's a tick. It's one that ticks from when Oliver Twins' bald head. They managed to capture it and sort of put it in a frame.
I think it means Oliver Frey, not.
Oh, okay.
I've seen it before.
Yeah, it's basically the magazine's mascot, I suppose.
Yeah.
It looks like Squeak.
It looks like one of those things you used to have on a key ring, those rubber
squishy
fairy things. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, they cleared out of that £175 award. It's no longer available.
How many do they have for offer?
10.
Wow, that went quick.
In fact, geez, all the big awards are no longer available. The £60 one's gone. The £50 one's gone. The £25 one's gone.
Right, have you refreshed your page? I've got. It says 170. The £175 one is there for me.
Yeah, but
it's
10 pen backers have taken it. It's no longer available.
Yeah, it's taken. It's no longer available.
No, it doesn't say that for me.
It says that.
It says 9 of 20 left.
Maybe you've got an access to bid on it because you've already funded part of it.
Maybe. Or maybe
That's possible.
Maybe I've got a cached page.
Oh, hang on. No, you're right. They've increased it.
Yeah.
They must have literally just done it because I only loaded up this page like a few minutes ago.
Yeah. That makes sense. That's because I'm clicking about all over the place.
Fair enough.
There you go.
I mean, but it's easily it's romped for its pledge goal. I mean, it's now at 17 grand, and the pledge goal was 12k.
That's gone up like £2,000 since we started this podcast.
So it's fair enough. And I mean, obviously, Chris Wilkins himself has done a few Kickstarters in the past, and he's fulfilled them.
Yeah, he's a good egg with trustworthy. Well, it's quite sad that you have to say trustworthy on somebody with a Kickstarter. It should be 100% trust, shouldn't it? But he's always fulfilled his ambitions.
He is definitely an example of good Kickstarter.
I bought something off him on Facebook once as well, and I got it like the next day, which was I paid for it at like 8 o'clock at night, and then it turned up. I was like, wow, this is amazing.
What was it?
Time.
Yeah, Chris Wilkins has done apparently 10 Kickstarter campaigns. Yeah, 10. I mean, he could probably teach a few other people about how to do them.
I would have thought he'd done more. I thought he has done like 100 or something like that. I think he's been involved in a lot more, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's always
in the background. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a perfect Kickstarter, isn't it? It's not an expensive amount of money to get the base item, there's no like, £1 to get a thank you, £2 to get a badge, free, all this rubbish until you get to eventually get to the annual, which I thought it would have been about 30 odd quid, which these things normally are, but £15 is completely reasonable.
Yeah. It's not bad at all, really. I mean, its interest is big for it. Yep, this works.
I think we should do a Kickstarter for Larry's Alex Kidd game.
Yes.
I think that's the way forward.
Yeah, sponsored by Dyson.
Sponsored by Airblade.
There it is. We got it in there.
Alex Kidd's Airblade Challenge. Can Alex Kidd dry his hands?
You just drop him into an Airblade and navigate the path successfully to the bottom. Into the pool of water.
And there's all these ninjas and monsters who want to make his hands wet.
Yes.
They'll just carry in like hose pipes and shit.
I like it.
I could release the album. The soundtrack.
So we have had some questions from listeners of the podcast. I'm going to go through them in a fairly speedy fashion. Let's see now. What have we got? Dave asks, would love to hear some BBC Micro memories from y'all. Who wants to start with that one?
I haven't got much, but I used to play around with the paint program on it at school. That's pretty much my entire memory of the BBC Micro.
My main memory is some kid at school pouring his mug of hot chocolate down the back of it.
Yeah, that was a good game, that one, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember it being a thing at school. Like, we used to have like this really old BBC Micro, had a couple of edutainment games on it. I'm sure there was one that about a skylark or something that I vaguely remember. It was like a crude adventure type thing, like graphic adventure. It was all edutainment stuff.
I could talk about the BBC Micro for days. I won't because I'm excessively tired by this point. But it was it just introduced me to the world of computing pretty much. It was the first computer I really got my hands on. And playing Logo, with the turtle logo, which drew massive pictures across our sports hall floor, was mind-blowing.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. I spent like an entire day just typing in commands and drawing crappy squares and stuff, but that's probably what got me hooked onto computers. One of the first things.
Wow.
Oh, didn't you ever get given a Big Trax as a kid?
Yes, I think we did have a Big Trax, but we also had Logo on the Spectrum at home, which wasn't quite the same without the turtle. It was just like drawing lines on a TV. Oh, not quite.
I remember on a Retro Tip did a video, my top 15 BBC Micro games. I was like, there's 15 games for it? Like, I knew nothing except for the paint thing. Good video, though.
Elite on the BBC Micro is a masterpiece of work. A really good game.
I think you've got one, haven't you?
No, I sold it. I did. I had a BBC Micro and a BBC Master, but they've both gone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's disappointing. I need to get some more, but they are going up in price, and especially ones which are working.
I'm going to do a video on it just to spite you so the money goes up.
I've done a video on it already, just to really crap.
Well, I'm going to re-upload your video on my channel. And then just
I'll tell you what, if you do that and you pay me the money, that's fine. You do it.
Okay, so we have a question from Marius Myra? Something like that, something Scandinavian. What era of consoles or computers contributed most to the evolution of modern gaming? An example could be the N64 with its analog controller, so you can't use that one. So who has anything to contribute to that?
I would say probably the PS2 era, really, to proper modern gaming. I mean, like, the PS1 one was sort of feeling the area for 3D games, but it wasn't until... I mean, if you look at PS2 games compared to games nowadays, there's very little difference. I mean, it's just the quality of the graphics more than anything.
I agree.
I mean, they finally started to nail the controls and stuff like that.
I think it was the anti-aliasing was a big thing, wasn't it? With the PlayStation 2 and Dreamcast, The graphics, if you compare the graphics from one of those consoles to today, there's not much difference other than resolution. Whereas if you look at PlayStation, it looks like a jagged mess.
Well, it's got that funny thing where if anything with a texture, it used to go folds, didn't it, when you got closer or an angle.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it was like the PS1. You could see what they're trying to it, but it's like really hitting the nail on the PS2 era. And the Dreamcast looks brilliant by today's standards. Even
it's amazing, isn't it? It still holds up.
I'll give a shout out to the Dreamcast for all the online capacities and all that. Yeah,
it's like the James Dean of games consoles.
I would give a bit of a shout out to the 360 as well.
The 360 has stood the test of time.
I mean, I think also like the PS2 in many ways, like in terms of like the games that were available, it was kind of like a Wild West still. In terms of like, it was still a system where you could have small-ish development teams working on games that were going to be like physically released. Whereas the 360 very much kind of codified what it is like today, where like all physical releases are pretty much AAA games, and all like smaller stuff is downloadable. I mean, obviously nowadays more stuff is getting like to be downloadable, but I think 360 was kind of like one of the first to really do that and kind of set up that sort of marketplace.
I think it's where they got the controller perfect as well. They perfected the sort of controller layout because everybody's ripping. Most consoles nowadays rip off the sort of 360 style, don't they? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, and finally we have a question from Kenny Varnes. This one is specifically for Larry, actually.
Wait, what was it like? Kenny? Yeah.
Oh my God. What was it like for Larry to be an illustrator stroke webcomic artist back in the day?
It was all right. It's, just probably, we still have to spam the shit out of everybody to get any work and that, but, so it's no difference than that. It's probably harder then than it is now because I'm sort of, I know I don't want to toot my own horn, but it's sort of, because I'm slightly more popular now, people know who I am, so it's easy to get work. But, it was a pain in the arse. You go around spamming everybody. Most people ignored you. So most people say, we'll put you on the list and I've never heard from them again. But every now and then I got lucky. So, yeah.
Now it's like, do you know who I am?
Yeah, I'm Guru Larry, motherfuckers. Yeah, I'm fucking Guru Larry.
I used to be on X League. What did you have done? I was the game guru.
Oh, well, that pisses Wes off all the time. People see him in the street and go, "Oh, you're Wes. How's Larry?" And he's like, "We're not fucking joined. We're not joined by the fucking hip, Jesus." So yeah, poor old bugger. Yes. So yeah, no, I mean that's what it is. I mean, it was a lot harder than that. It was fun. It was fun. Pain in the arse having to wait 6 months to get money from magazines and publishers and stuff like that because they had this set thing. So it's, artists, talking about struggling artists, they don't pay you for half a year. It gets annoying.
I'll bet. God.
I got to right argument with Rockstar Games for my money I owe me on Oni as well.
They owe you money?
They owed me money, yeah. They took me like 6-7 months to pay me. I was always like bordering on off like legal threats and that.
I didn't
go.
Wow.
They must have been minted.
Well, apparently not, but yeah,
outrageous.
They kept forgetting to pay me, forgetting to give me a check and everything had to be sent by check in those days. No PayPal either, so that even put even time on it.
Yeah, God, I remember those days.
Yeah,
I used to buy all my eBay bits of checks.
yeah, I did, and some bastard ripped me off once. I spent about £60 on games, and eBay managed to refund me £7 in the end.
Wow,
as well. So that really pissed me off. So I always pay by PayPal now. I never. You occasionally get people going, "Well, can you send me a check?" I'm like, no, I don't trust you. I don't know you. I don't trust you. Sorry.
You always used to get in the actual listings, didn't you? If you pay by check, if you pay by PayPal, even you have to add an extra 2% or something because it was always part of the listing, wasn't it? That you'd have to add all that extra stuff in if you pay by PayPal.
Yes, technically against rules because it's not your business.
Yeah.
Yep. Indeed.
So, yeah. But Daytel were really good at paying. They used to pay me straight after. So they're really good at paying. I'd done the GBA action replay, the artwork, and I also done loads of artwork for a magazine they had out called GBX as well. Oh. And he come with a free VHS tape and it was narrated by Matt Cuttle. So yeah.
Gamesville fame.
Yes, that's him. And he's a Games Weasel website as well, gaming YouTube channel. which won Gaming Channel of the Year from MCV, even though it's only got like 30,000 subscribers.
Well, it's not the quantity that counts, is it?
No, so it's who you know.
Yeah.
Actually, we do have another question. I did lie when I said finally. We have a question from Pencil Len, kind of vaguely relating to something that was talked about earlier. What do you think a straight-up new Crash Bandicoot game should entail?
Go first-person shooting.
Just carnage.
They just need to basically make the third game. Again, all those extra little gimmicky bits, on the bike and that, but they just need to fix it all. Because the third game now isn't the greatest joy to play. I mean, the actual Crash Bandicoot levels are good, but as soon as you start playing all those, like, the swimming levels, the ones where, like I say, you're on the bike and they're clunky as hell. So, yeah, I mean, obviously that's a straight remake, so, you can forgive it. But if they made a new one, they just need to fix it all.
Oh, well, they'd probably do something more along the lines of Mario Galaxy or something, wouldn't they?
Don't know.
Yeah. Or Ukulele.
I think
Ukulele,
yes. With the amount of attempts they tried, with Crash to Insanity and all these other things that were never as popular as that original free, same style games. I think they just need to go back and do one of those original games again. I think they would as well. Unless they do Crash Team Racing again.
But then that's just a Mario Kart thing, isn't it?
It is, but it's possibly better, arguably better.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think there's a few games that do Mario Kart better than Mario Kart does. I mean, I really loved Diddy Kong,
Wacky Races on the Dreamcast.
Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing Transformed is
so good,
brilliant. Like, it's much better than any Mario Kart I've played.
So good, that game. I just wish the actual the items you picked up were a little bit more creative.
It's
normally just like a rocket or something, isn't it?
Or a boxing glove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Sonic. What's the Sonic game like that? The Sonic racing game.
Sonic R.
Is it Sonic R?
Was it one where he's running?
No, one where he's driving.
That's the one we just said.
We're talking about, yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about the Crash Bandicoot ripoff.
No, we were.
We were. Wakey, Pete, Jesus.
I finished my coffee like an hour and a half ago. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Need another one.
I do.
Yeah, they're very good games. They're definitely better than the Sonic Drift games.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand that.
And a lot better than Sonic Art, which is terrible.
But incredible music.
Yeah.
Everybody's supersonic racing.
It's a game that's worth playing just for the music. Like the other Sega touring cars. Game is terrible, but the music's awesome.
Everybody. Oh, so good. It's so
Everybody.
good. I used a little sample of that in my next video, and I remember getting to it and I just listened to loads of the music and proper put my video back, just listening to Sonic R music. You can get it on Spotify now as well, and I went to work and listening to it every day.
It's quite embarrassing. I know it's quite embarrassing to listen to game music out in public and that, but it's like really catchy. I mean,
yeah.
I think if you ever buy a Ferrari, the first thing you want to do is listen to the Outrun soundtrack on it, wouldn't you? So
yeah, you just put on like Magic Sound Shower.
Yeah.
Well, I like the Outrun 2 and stuff like that. They're really good, like remake soundtracks.
Yeah, I really like those.
Richard Jacks.
He's a huge part of it all, wasn't he?
Yes.
The Sonic Transformed soundtrack, actually, that's also on Spotify, and that's got like loads of little remixes of little. Every so often you're listening to it, and you're like, oh, hang on, this is Choo Choo Rocket, but like a more like upbeat version of it. Everything's done at like a happy hardcore speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. And then you hear a bit, oh, Skies of Arcadia, yeah, this is cool. It's really good.
Yes, please.
I love those games. Love.
That's probably one of my best games I've got on the Wii U, actually.
I still fixed my Wii U. It broke.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I let my kids use it and they've grotted up.
Oh, there you go then. So we can't have nice things.
Do that.
I know. Yeah, I took it apart and it was like filled with biscuits and shit. I was like, this is horrific.
Biscuits.
Yeah, I've just left it on the side. It was just. Not even though they got in there, it's just filled with crumbs.
That's what happened to my brother's kids as well. He had an old video recorder. Somebody posted a sandwich in it.
What type of sandwich was it?
I don't know, but he only found out when it started smelling, so it must have something.
See, nowadays consoles you can't get away with putting biscuits and sandwiches inside it. My old Amstrad CPC's had a HP pencil in it forever, and it still works.
One of my old computers had like a CD, not in the actual CD drive, but it had been posted through like one of the joints for like years. It had it and still worked fine.
I tell you, I bought an arcade machine years ago, and I opened up the back and it had a mouse skeleton in it.
Did it?
Wow.
God, that must have been shit padding.
So yeah, no, something must have used it as a nest at some point. But yeah,
What was the game?
It was a Fighting Mania.
I thought you were going to say Fighting Mania.
So yeah.
That is
Did you find some?
You know where like mouse sleeping in this thing that's just constantly being punched.
Well, it must have been putting stories for a while. I mean, surely, and it absolutely stinks of sweat as well. Whole stinks, just old sweat as well. Sort of smells like vinegar. Smells of malt vinegar. Because I mean, like people been sweating all over it for years and years.
It's a bit like
I
what pubs
think-
smell like after they put the smoking ban into effect.
Yeah.
After half a bottle of Febreze every day.
Yeah.
Get the funk
Yeah.
out.
Keep the smell out, yes.
Imagine your Dyson Airblade
Smell of
smells quite
sweaty old
similar to that.
Oh, the Dyson Airblade, yes.
Oh, well, it
That's
doesn't.
it. Let's talk about that.
He can't collect mould on it because it just keeps spilling out all over the sides.
Dry hands, wet floor.
And all over
Dry
the
hands,
floor.
wet feet.
That sounds like a dodgy film.
I'd watch it.
I'm into a cinema near you.
Yeah, and probably show it in Hollywood in Norwich. Hollywood cinema is the worst cinema possibly on the planet. That's the one where Alan Partridge opened his film.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jesus.
In Norwich. They got one in Great Yarmouth as well. That one right on the front.
Oh God. Is that still there?
Apparently, yeah. It's still there. Oh, it would be. It's Norwich is only down the road, isn't it, from Great Yarmouth? Yeah, it must be a local chain or something.
Mm.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, next to the Yarmouth Casino,
That's the one, yeah.
which is weird.
So yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, all our local cinemas are that Cineworld.
Yeah,
Now,
we got a Cineworld next to us. It's becoming an IMAX. Very exciting.
ooh. We got the one we went open last couple of weeks ago, and it's a 4D cinema. I think
Is
I've
that
told
one where you get air blown in your face and
you
stuff?
get air blowing in your face, and the seats like tilt about a bit and stuff like that.
Wow.
We only have an Odeon in Southend.
I know that one's at the top, isn't it, next to the HSBC?
Yes.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
Apologies for listeners that don't live around that area.
Yeah, people who don't live in South End, Great Yarmouth or Norwich. You know?
It's quite a big area we've covered.
Yeah. Well, it's most of the sort of the London seaside resorts.
Yeah.
So for everyone in the southeast Anglia area, hooray for you. If you
Yeah.
don't, then sod off.
Yeah, if you live in Blackpool, you go fuck yourself.
And on that bombshell, it's probably about time that we wrap this up, innit?
It is, yes.
So, what we shall do now is give everyone a chance to shout out and ask what they have going on, what they have coming up on their channels. So, if you would like to start, Slope,
Yeah, sure.
where can people find you on the internet, and what have you got coming?
They can find me by searching on Twitter, YouTube, all that good stuff.
Wow, really? Exciting, Dan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thanks
so much
for
for that. How about you, Pete?
Sometimes,
What's coming up
Larry.
for you this week?
Sometimes, Larry. So, as I was saying...
what is coming up for me?
No, hang on a minute.
What,
Right, go on.
I've got videos galore. There's an unprecedented amount of videos going out about things.
Complete history of the Acorn Electron.
I need to finish my Spectrum 2-parter, to be honest. That's going to be soon.
Wow.
Because I did the first part of a Spectrum story, at the start of the year? I thought I'll do that. I'll do the second part in a couple of weeks, and now it's like fucking July. What's going on there?
Later.
That's all right. My Doctor Who retrospective's 10 years in the making, so I think
Good things come to those who wait.
yeah.
Really.
And you can be found at.
Oh yes, I can be found on the internet.
Excellent.
Wow. So, yeah, that's specific, eh?
Yes.
Well, I mean, everyone knows how to use the internet, don't they? I mean,
Yes.
I
Yes,
could
they
sit
do,
here
yeah.
saying my channel.
It's a popular thing these days, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point giving URLs and stuff anymore. I mean, I'm on YouTube on the Nostalgia Nerd.
That's Nostalgia Critic.
So, someone said they were speaking to you the other day and they were having a go about me, but they meant to be talking about the Nostalgia Critic.
Yeah, that was me.
But apparently they were ripping into
That was me. I posted up on my Patreon.
George Cropper. He said he was having a go at me in one of your threads, Larry, on Facebook.
Oh, was it? I thought he was talking about Nostalgia Critic. That's what I was.
He was supposed to be. But
So I hope you didn't think I was ripping them into you. No,
I don't know what was going on.
I was talking about Doug Walker now. Do you wonder why you turn around saying you're not very funny?
I have no idea.
What?
God.
I had someone on my Patreon when I announced that we was going to be doing this podcast like months ago. They said, I know Kim is, I know Larry is. I'm not really up for that nostalgia guy. And then he messaged later back saying, oh, sorry, I thought you meant critic. No, nerd's all right.
Cheers, mate. Appreciated.
Brilliant. So, Larry, what? Oh,
You call yourself that nerd with the beard or something? Or
He's got a beard as well, hasn't he?
yes.
how about Pete the Geek? There you go.
I'll just rebrand my entire channel immediately.
Yeah, PeteTheGeek.com. There you go.
Just label it.
3% royalties, please.
Yeah.
I've got a new fact hunt coming up tomorrow, and I am writing another one as well.
Jolly
As well.
good.
So that's the excitement. I am at youtube.com/Larry because I have a vanity address because I am that shallow.
Nice.
And Slope,
Yes.
now that you're back, what have you got coming up?
No, fuck it, yeah, we're talking about you, Kim.
I
Where did
actually
you
was
go,
talking. I was talking and I was arguing back. Guys, listen to me. But I realised my mic was on fucking mute. Because I was coughing and spluttering. I keep putting my mic on mute so people don't have to hear it. And then I realised I was just arguing with myself.
It's quite impressive that this show has gone downhill in standards from the first one already.
Yeah, major.
We've dropped massively.
Something to do with the host, probably. I don't know.
You can search for me on YouTube, Twitter, all that good stuff by searching for Slopes Game Room. I have Knights, the complete history, pretty much. It's about halfway through edited. The script's all done, all that sort of thing. I've also got a couple more complete histories going on, including two actually working directly with the development company of the games. I won't say what yet because it's not started, and you know how these things can go. So you got those coming up, but. I've got a little baby coming in a couple of weeks, possibly any day now, actually. So that's why you may not see one this weekend, depending on when this video goes live.
Are you doing a retrospective on that as well?
No.
Complete history of my second child.
Slope's family, the complete history.
It is, every night when I want to get down and do some editing, I've actually got to be away and, keep an eye on everything. So it's taken a little bit longer to get these videos out, but I am trying to still put stuff out. It's just a little bit harder at the moment. But it'll all be back to normal in a couple of weeks, I promise.
Can you tell everyone about the time you almost drowned in an ice cream machine?
I can. I've got one more plug though.
Oh, yeah.
I've decided I'm starting a record company. Well, I don't know if it's actually a record company or a record distributor, what the exact terminology is, but basically we're putting out video game soundtracks onto vinyl. I'm a big fan of that sort of thing. We've already got our first one lined up. It's pretty much there. We just got to sort out a few legal bits on the company side before I can officially go out and do that before, otherwise I'm going to get done. So that's coming, so you can search for Pixel Wax Records. There's actually pixelwaxrecords.com, and you can sign up to the newsletter. Yep, absolutely. So yeah, that's coming as well. There's lots and lots of stuff happening, but at the moment it might be a quiet week or two for me.
When you have after you've had the baby, isn't that going to be
even harder?
Worse?
No.
Yeah.
I've got like 3 weeks off work. There'll be time I can fit it all in, definitely.
Uh-huh.
I hope.
I do not envy you.
No,
Babies are so much hard work.
Yeah, but no, I'm really excited about it. It literally could come any day. I thought it'd be quite good for the podcast if I go, oh, I've got to go, guys, gonna have a baby, bye.
Get the cigars out.
Yeah. But yeah, to answer Larry's question, yeah, I almost died like Augustus Gloop style in some ice cream once. I worked in an ice cream factory, and me and this other, I was like proper young, I don't know, like 17, 16, something like that. Me and the other guy there didn't give a shit about his job either. We were standing at the top of this massive vat of ice cream. It wasn't cold, it was like sludge. We were throwing, you imagine we all had like netted hats and stuff like that. We was throwing this netted hat back and forth between each other, and it fell in. And I leant to get it, and he done that thing where you go to try and pretend, I'll make you jump as if you're going to fall in. But it did make me jump, and I did fall in. And but I fell in head first, and he tried to get me, and then pushed me down even further. So now I'm in this like big tub of ice cream, and someone had to come up and pull us out. But there was blades spinning at the bottom, cutting up big bits of chocolate and stuff. Crazy thing is, I obviously tried to use it. I need to go home, I'm so traumatised. Get back to work, Dan. Stop fucking about. And they didn't get rid of the ice cream.
What were you wearing at the time?
As I was a massive Linkin Park fan at the time, goes up.
Oh my god,
Chester! I was genuinely probably wearing, because my entire wardrobe was Linkin Park t-shirt. So a Linkin Park t-shirt, baggy jeans, probably a chain attached to my wallet. And that's all under my white overalls and big white wellies.
Nice,
hilarious. What flavour was it?
Can't remember.
Afterwards or before?
Can't remember.
Sort of Neapolitan.
Can't remember. Although they done a champagne sorbet once, and we basically were just in this room, and it was genuinely all of us lot in this big room popping open champagnes, and we're like taking swigs, pouring it in. It was really quite badly run. And
one for you and one for me.
You don't say.
And we did actually try out a Jack Daniels, so I've officially tried official Jack Daniels sorbet. Have a go on that.
Does this company still exist?
Yeah. I won't say what they are because I would probably get quite done. But yes, I did work there.
Nice.
And I'm almost certain it does exist. I think it might have a different name now.
Is it a chain or one-off?
I actually think that I think even when I was working there was more than one. But
okay.
So is it like supermarket label stuff they do? Is it
anything and everything? They did Viennetta one day, and then next day they did like Asda's own sorbet or something like that. So if you work out where Asda's own sorbet gets made, you can probably work out where I fell into the vat.
Ah.
Oh yes, this waiter, this sorbet tastes of Dan.
Oh, and have you ever noticed with Viennetta, like obviously it's quite hard when you get it out of the freezer, isn't it? But it's a very slushy sort of ice cream if you think about it. I mean, it's all the flakes of chocolate and stuff that make it really nice.
That's how they got their wobbly bits. Probably they have to be slushy.
But it's because it's the crap at the bottom.
Yeah.
The nice ice creams on the top. I think one of the best ice creams I had was one of the random like Tesco's own or Asda's own or Lidl's own or whatever it was own ice cream. That was one of the better ones. So yeah, you want to know about ice cream? You come to the right guy. I was a manager of a deli counter at one point as well. I didn't die in any like cheese vats or anything nearly, but
you didn't slip into the coleslaw or anything then?
No,
massive pot of coleslaw.
I used to like. I might as well say I used to basically nick the food I ate every single day. I used to go in and I'd get a little like.
Well, you can't exactly put it back, can you?
I'd get a baguette for myself and I'd fill it up with. It was like perfect. It was all like freshly sliced ham by me and a bit of coleslaw in there, and it was like the rolls that you get out of the freezer and you actually cook. So everything was like perfectly nice. But because I was so bad at my job, I left the coleslaw out for too long and it was off. And have you ever had something that made you feel
ill? It goes funky, doesn't it? It tastes like sort of stingy.
Well, yeah. You've eaten something that makes you feel ill, and to this day you can never eat it again. And that's what happened with me and coleslaw.
Aww.
Because of my own negligence of my job.
We'll have to get you through it.
Yeah.
So what happens when you go to KFC and they give you like a little pot of coleslaw?
I can't eat it.
So what? You just ask for the
But when I go to like a family restaurant or something, you know, like a pub restaurant or something, you know, you get a burger and it always comes in that little crappy pot of coleslaw. Like,
oh yeah, the posh ones that cost like £15 for a burger or something.
I was like, I don't think £15 is too expensive for a burger. But anyway,
Frankie and Benny's always want 15. Oh, they want 15 quid for a burger that's got macaroni and cheese in it, and that doesn't belong in a burger, mate. It's disgusting.
Horrible.
Yeah, but I always ask, does this come with coleslaw? Yes. Could I change it for baked beans, please?
Yeah. I can't stand baked beans. They smell of poor people.
But as you gave an interesting fact about me, Larry, as we're on the subject of restaurants, I reckon you should tell our viewers about your bread collection.
What, oh yeah, have you got any Harvesters near you? Harvester restaurants?
I actually do have a Harvester restaurant near me.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know these bread rolls they got on top of the little salad bar? Yeah. I always take them home and keep them, like, and they don't go mould or anything. They just dry out. And I've got rolls from like 6-7 years ago now.
Oh, wow.
I'm right on the bottom for where they were and that.
You know, like people do with corks. You know, like baby's christening and wedding day and stuff like that. Larry does that with random days at Harvest on bread.
Yeah, I do.
I have nothing to add to that.
You could rehydrate them in the Airblade.
I just float them to dust about it. Oh, no, I remember that story on the internet years and years ago about a guy who bought a McDonald's and he left it in his coat pocket and he forgot about it. He found it like 6 months later and he was absolutely picked.
Well, they've got that one in. Is it?
What sort of guy is it?
Ethically preserved.
Well, he bought two. He bought one for now, one for later.
I'm going to put in his burger in my pocket.
Yeah, well, it's like a coat pocket, and he got warmer, so he didn't use his coat anymore.
And the next day, summer began, so it's like, I don't need.
So it's perfectly legitimate, and he took it out, and it's perfectly fine, and that.
They've got one on a webcam, haven't they? They've got a webcam for the last one sold in Switzerland or something. It's been there for 3 years. It's still exactly the same as when they put it there.
What it is, all they do is just dry out. They're like immortal, but it's because it's got so much salt in it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the reason why it does.
Oh, Iceland, that's it. You can see it online. It's I'm going to look at it.
Mum's been to Iceland. So she'll get a big box of broken biscuits and see how long they last.
7 years ago. 7 years, 8 months. Wow.
Oh.
I'd have to try it.
What, the
burger?
No. It'll taste alright, it just tastes all brittle and dry. That's all that's going to be wrong with it.
Like, teeth clench it.
Nibble, yeah. No, you have to. I didn't mind a biteful. This is what you should have done with human guinea pigs if you ever do a reboot, Dan.
Go eating old burgers.
I'll give you some of my. Yeah, I'll give you some of my rolls if you get a reboot. And I'll give you some of my.
No, it's a pretty impressive collection. It'll be worth how much will that be worth? Do you reckon in 20 years? Do you reckon they appreciate in value?
Well, my mum did that once. She had this, her auntie gave her this plate set, and she used to go, oh yeah, look after this. It's going to be worth a fortune one day, and that. And we finally looked up on eBay, like the plates are worth 50p each, and I found it just dumped outside the back door. All these years, she let up think it's worth a fortune. They're worth 50p each.
Was it like one of those ones? You ordered from like the Dairy Crest or something, and they were like collector's plates.
Oh no, it's just I don't know where it comes from. It's one of those sort of those willow pattern sort of things, those Chinese blue plates.
Oh, I get you. Yeah.
For them, yeah. And she thought it was worth a fortune. It was 50p each. Her face.
Score.
This is what you should be chucking in your little boxes these little loot cratey boxes that you chuck out Nostalgia Nerd for your patrons. Just get some of those bread from Larry.
Old plates.
The worst loot crate ever is like the end of my loaf of bread, loaf of my Ovis. I didn't want the end pieces. You can have it.
That's
in your
not just
crate,
any bread. That's Harry Bundy Jr.'s bread.
Yeah.
I would lose patrons left, right, and centre.
You could draw. Maybe you could sort of get a soldering iron, draw a Commodore 64 on it as well. So.
Just hack a Commodore 64 and a crusty roll.
Yeah.
Lob it in a box. There you go, mate.
It's the bread bin edition of the Commodore 64, yeah.
This is probably our last episode, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Game over.
We probably only need one topic for next month. We always said we'd make it about an hour. You don't want to lose their interest.
Yeah. So we're always digressing,
we're
aren't
like
we?
2.5 hours now, aren't we?
Yeah. 2.5 hours is like a good heavy percentage to be about Dyson Airblades.
Dyson Airblades.
Larry's old bread.
rolls.
Topic for next time. We're sorry.
So, Kim, what are you up to this week?
Okay, well, fucking hell. Okay. So I am, of course, Kim Justice, and I can be found if you search Kim Justice on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and all that other social media thing. I am currently working on a Fire Pro Wrestling World Review, which will be out on Monday, as well as a current article for Retro Gamer that should be out in a couple of months. Keep interested on that. Also, I'm doing videos about games based on a classic Chinese novel, as you do.
Oh, nice. That sounds interesting.
Yes. So
It's either Journey to the West or the 40... What's his names?
the water margin, you mean?
Yeah, Water Margin, yeah.
It's the former.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's going to be all about monkeys.
Yeah,
So,
well,
yes,
it's trying to be all nice and
that's,
secretive and...
And I ruined it. Oh, sorry, Kim.
Yeah, fuck you, though. Okay, so yeah, and
Wait,
I
can you
think
count?
on that bombshell, we should probably wrap
I
this
said,
up. And,
don't you want to let anyone know what your website is? Your YouTube channel. I don't want you to look at the website. Oh, did you?
You're doing
I
a
did, I
nostalgia
said you
nerd on
can
the
find-
site. You weren't even listening.
Oh, too
Yeah.
busy spoiling your picture.
I said you can find me at Kim Justice on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, all that sort of thing.
What's the URL, Kim?
Yes.
YouTube.com/KimbalJustice.
No, it's not.
You should get a vanity address now.
You should get me.
Well, both of you, really, yeah. Why not?
I've got one, I think.
No, you got to ask. You ain't got a network now. You can't ask
I haven't
anyone.
got that. No. You haven't got a
I
network.
don't want to ask.
Nostalgia nerd?
No, fuck that.
Thank you.
I have a network. Maybe I could ask them.
Who are you with, Kim?
Screenwave.
What does that? Did you just turn your Dyson Airblade on?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still with Disney. So
No,
Larry?
you're still with the makers.
yes,
What's your thing?
my thing.
Your URL
Red.
thing.
Oh, it's youtube.com/Larry. That's it.
So what's so special about that?
It's a vanity. It's not my proper address. My proper address is Larry Bundy Jr. But I managed to get somebody who used to own a channel called Larry got banned, and YouTube let me hijack the URL, which forwards onto my actual address.
Okay.
I mean, if you can get hold of someone at YouTube, you can ask them if you can find an address that doesn't exist anymore.
Well, I've got nostalgia node. I'm happy with that.
Oh, okay.
Probably
That
a
works.
conversation we should have after the podcast, I suppose, isn't it?
You could. Oh, yeah, you could do.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yes, you got a channel. Yeah.
Let's do that.
So yes, we shall have that conversation now, as we're going to end the podcast.
Yeah, we're going. We don't want you listening to our private conversations. Be best in our Patreon.
I some coffee.
Yes, Game
Yes.
Wars After Hours.
So yes, if you've enjoyed listening to this show, then do please give us feedback, which will probably consist of stop fucking talking so much.
Yeah, fuck off.
Go
And,
kill yourself.
and yeah, just what do you want to hear from us in the future? Do please let us know in the comments and all that, and try not to be too nasty. I mean, we can take it, but you know, we're sorry. Anyway, so yeah, we will say good night.
Yep, good
Slope.
night.
Good night, Larry.
Good night.
Good night, Nerd.
Good night.
And good night from me. Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Bye.
Night.
Do it.